our parents may be just for one lifetime, but a master, someone we can think, who has worked something for us for our final, say, true happiness, security. And it's not something you wait for old age or death to experience. It's something while you are living, you get that mental strength, fearlessness. So, it's an opportunity. And this place is already looking like, or feel like a divine place, right? Myself too, making third year. Just that divine place, wonderful atmosphere. Good things are happening. Good things, come to circle it, surround it, pervade it. So if the books come out yet like this, I think to evening we get it, no?
Unfortunately, the sisters here, somehow there's glitches. She did not receive the email that we sent her. So I will go down tonight and print it out, bring it back tomorrow.
Okay. You mean what, he couldn't send or he didn't get it?
Somehow she did not receive the emails that we sent her through Sister Melicia's phone.
Okay. So she did correct that, huh?
She's here.
But things happen. I received the email yet before 12 o'clock.
Okay.
So I cannot
wait any longer. Maybe I guess the file is really big.
All right.
So it may take some time to
upload.
Yeah.
But don't they make it too late? Tomorrow morning we'll get it?
No, I'll come back tomorrow. Yeah. We get in it. Yeah, just little glitches.
So meanwhile, you'll have to use the English one.
Yes.
This is the most important thing. In your own language, whatever. I think he has done much research, and I think you already have been using those books. You have been already, I think, using those texts, right?
Yeah. As I mentioned yesterday, Brother Patrick able to use AI to translate from English to Chinese.
This one, right?
Yes, and we actually had he actually had 3 nights. We spent 3 nights on Zoom to share actually the Chinese version. I believe most of
so you're already familiar.
Here. Yes.
See the one that is old print, the translation will be sent with the English, but don't want it too long. You have the Kanda Varga coming, okay, Salai.
Yes.
That have you gone through before, Chinese?
I don't know others, but actually reading. Okay. Okay, there's a few of them. They actually have the book, the Work of Buddha, the translation version in their phone and their iPad.
From the English.
From English, yeah. And also, Brother Shi
actually. Not the AI, the original, the old one.
Oh, the original one, no.
AI one.
The AI one. Actually, it's not too bad. Not too bad.
I will check where it's not too bad. There's some special means.
Yes. I'm thinking to maybe we go back. We probably try to transfer from the Sinhali version also and see what's the.
Sinhali also, a little bit. They have used old Sinhalese. Very simple, very simple. I think AI could have done a better job. I don't know. Especially, we just take one example. Now even this simple thing like this, we have the one AI one.
Wherever Jill, you can.
So there are some newcomers, relax, okay?
Okay.
The very important thing is where Buddha talks about, the very important, with regard to wisdom, regarding the working of consciousness and things like that. It should be clear and simple. But sometimes even Sinhalese one, we found some parts okay. But the most important thing, they have muddled it up in. They're trying to just think of the language only, not convey the idea.
Yes.
And this is not a small joke, it's distortion like that. Because these are the things that can make you awaken. This doesn't matter. So some translations they're okay, some like that. That's how the Sinhalese one goes also. But we got one that is very close, less mistaken, you can easily read and understand. So that one, I think they have put to this Sinhalese.
The Chinese brother does have a translation. The Chinese translation, sent this morning.
It doesn't mean that you need to have at least some degree of clarity now. Then, because it's not the word that will convey it should be some clarity for you to use it for your contemplation.
Yes.
That's all. And then you do it just like that. So we'll see the main points, some of them come there or there. But let me check this word of the Buddha. You have the AI translation in Chinese?
Sister Jill has it bringing the iPad. Maybe it's easier to read. Yeah, this is really good.
So අපේ සිංහලෙන් තමාකයට යන්නත් විතරද සිංහලෙන් වැඩි මොකද ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් ගොඩක් අය ඉන්නවද නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ එකපාරම සිංහල පොත් තියෙනවද නේද? පටන් ගත්තද කියවන්න. මෙච්චර අපේ හාවුස් අම්මසේ මෙම තේරුම් කරේ නැහැ. තනියම අපි කියුවා ඒ වගේ. ඉතින් අපි මේක ලොකුවට මේ කියලා දෙන්න උගන්වන්න ඕනේ ගන්නේ නෙමෙයි තනි වෙලා අවශ්‍ය කරන්න ඕනේ. අනිත් නැත්තම් මේක වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක උදයන්නේ දැන් මගේ මෞතුමියත් හොඳට අර ඉන්න තැන කරනවා අර මේක උදකලා වෙලා ගෙදරුණත් ඒක සිද්ධ වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ගෙදරක නෙමෙයි ඉන්නේ අර හෝම් එක වගේ. ඒක අනිවාර්යයෙන් නිදහස් බුදු සරණ තියාගෙන සරල අපේ සත්‍ය පේන එකක් නෙවෙයි තියෙන්නේ. අපි කියන්නේ I told like this, I don't need to get explanation. This retreat is not where I have to explain a lot and so on. What is important is, we didn't get this much explanation by my teacher. Just he told us to read this. We went with the books and we were alone with the book. It's very important, that. And then after 2 days I met him. Like that I stayed for 2 weeks. But I went through exactly how he told me. Now we will be reading this, and then we go to Kandavarga. Have you read the Anattamagga Samhita, the first part I told in English even? The incalculable beginnings.
Yes.
Then you get a kind of urgency, right?
Yes.
That how difficult we got this human birth, and in a very big samsaric scale. All right. Otherwise we might think in terms of wildfire or corona or something, but there's so much greater difficulty if you lose this birth. So even if there's no corona, no wildfire, we have a wildfire because we know that it's so difficult. Anytime I can get a disease, I might lose this life, and whether I will have another human birth, not sure. So this way that gives you to be really strict with you and to do the thing. That's why my teacher used to tell us to read that first. He has the order, some purpose. Yet only I realized that all this is how we do just to go through. We just check some few there, tell my other friend, this retreat is have to be taking photographs of me for the program. Somebody has to do something what to do. මම පොඩ්ඩක් බලුවා. තේරුණේ ධර්ම විඥානය වෙන කළ බෙන්න එකයි මරණ මොහොතදී මේ කියන්නේ ඒක ගැන නම් ඒක නිකන් ලාවට තේරුමක් තියෙනෝනේ විඥානෙට අරමුණක් තියෙනනේ පහළ වෙන්න. අරමුණක් නැතුව පහළ වීමක් නෑ ඒක හේතු සාගතවයි පහළ වෙන්නේ. අදාත් විඥානයක් කයට තු පහළ වෙන්නේ නෑ. එතකොට ඒකයි කය අනිත්‍ය නම් අනාත්ම නම් එන විඥානය අනාත්ම වෙන්න ඕනේද නැද්ද? අනිම බලන ක්‍රමයක් තියෙනවා. දැන් මේ පේන එක කොහොම මොනවද විඥානේ පහළ වෙන එකද? ආම්රු පේනවා. ඇස්වලින් කන් වලින් එනවා. විඥානේ පහළ වුනේ නැත්තම් මොකක්ද? එහෙ නිකන් මොනවද? අන්ධකාරයක් වගේ හිතන්න පුළුවන්. සිය නැතුව ඉන්නවා වගේ හිතන්න. එමය අපිට තෝරගන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අපි දිහා අපිට මේ සිදුවෙන දේ ගැන විමසන එකක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒක තමයි ඒක සති සම්පජන්ණය වෙන්නේ. සතිය විතරක් කියන්නේ වර්තමාන හිත තියාගන්න. සම්පජන්ණය කියන්නේ එහෙම මේක වෙන යථාර්ථයේ මේක සිදුවෙන ආකාරය කල්පනා කරන එක. විමසන. මගේ සිංහල හොඳයි දැන් විශ්වාසයි. සිංහල කියලා කියනවා. ලංකාවේ කට්ටිය මාරයි. ඒ පරිස්සමෙන් දැන් එහාට මෙහෙට යනකොට අපි අර තියෙන අර වැඩේට යන්නේ එහෙමනේ. නිකන් රිලැක්ස් වෙනවා වැඩක් නෑ. පිට යන්න ඕනේ මෙට යන එකක් නෑනේ. ඒ සිය කියන අවෑනස් එක we take this page number 10. It's like regarding the elements.
Page number 10.
Maybe it's a different page due to the Chinese. Regarding the elements, like hard nature, the beginning part. What now is the solid element? You have the English one also, so you know where I'm reading. And then what I see is even when you hold this book, there's so much merit. If you just read this book, there's so much merit. So much good karma rather than hours will be seated down in meditation. You think it's a meditation, it's okay. That's what we have ideally thinking. Here when you are trying to exercise your, you could say, faculty to realize, to come to awakening, then it is a very powerful karma, kusala karma. What now is the element, the solid element, maybe one's own or it may be external. That part you got it?
Are you reading the Padavi Dhatu?
Yeah, Padavi Dhatu.
Yeah. The translator is hardness.
Okay, hardness. Right. The solid element may be one. Then the solid element may be one's own or it may be external. Does it convey the meaning?
Maybe external, I would say. No. External.
Internal means element maybe one's own means one's own body, what is made out of solid nature.
Oh, this part. Okay. Okay. So, brother, okay. The harness can be inner and it can be external.
Okay. And what is one's own solid element? Whatever in one's own person or body there exists, karmically acquired hardness, those ideas are coming?
Yes, yes.
Firmness.
This has that meaning, yes.
Okay.
Harmonically built.
Hairs of the head, hairs of the body, nails, things like that. And when you go down further,
Alright.
now whether it be one's own solid element or whether it be the external solid element, they are both merely the solid element.
Right, yes.
That idea comes.
Yes.
Then with that idea you get the anatta idea, right?
Right.
Okay, then good.
This is not me, this is not I.
Okay. Not bad, not bad. Very simple. And this one we go just on page number 13. It was number of Sinhala එකෙන් හරිද? ඒක සිංහල හතරවෙනි බලන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. සිංහල එකේ පටිච්ච සමුප්පාද විඥාන.
විඥාන අඛණ්ඩ.
ඒක page 14 සිංහල එකේ dependent origination of consciousness. Okay, 13, page number 13 in English. Is it there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, though one's eye be intact, yet if the external forms do not fall within the field of vision, and no corresponding conjunction of eye and forms takes place, in that case, there occurs no formation of the corresponding aspect of consciousness.
Yes, they do have it.
Okay, that means the eye is there, but if the external stimulation, like from sound, light or those things don't come in contact, external forms do not fall within the field of vision, and no corresponding conjunction of eye and forms takes place. Conjunction means like the connection due to your paying attention. Okay. In that case, there occurs no formation of the corresponding aspect of consciousness.
Eye consciousness will not rise.
Yeah, that is clear, right?
Yes, very clear.
Which is clear for you,
Yes.
the English one or the Chinese one?
Both. Actually, yeah, we can understand. Actually, the Chinese translation not too bad. They're using the special terms.
Don't get attached to Chinese or English. Try to get where you can get the vision. Okay? Like that you find. Although once I be intact in the external form, so like, I think it's okay. Hence I say the rising of consciousness. So now we can do this, okay? Yes, we do it. When you get the translation tomorrow, you can use it for further. And when you get the Khandavak, also have the English one and the Chinese together.
Yeah.
Okay, and then find out meaning should be same. Like that. But don't go to, then learn to apply, that's the very important thing. Now whether there's no difference in the dhatu, in that one also, there's no me, no I, that awareness has to come in your silent mind. That's very important. Not fast read, they are not to be read fast and like that. There's a wisdom eye which is not exercised. You have to see hard nature. When you're observing, you will notice your breathing. Why? Because you are paying in the moment so much. That's why I tell you with Metta Bhavana, and when you're walking, try to bring the mind to the moment to get that ability to stay there. Unfortunately, you have been now in another world where you're just going. The moment is like very tiring to do it. Okay? But we try it, okay? We try just to be in the moment. What to do, some karma we have to do there. But this is where this light thing, we have to learn to see it into our mind. The hard nature here, hard nature outside is not that, but the book says like that, using that information, you must personally, so you're not thinking of anything else, but you're only focusing on that idea Buddha giving you. If you take it as a nature-wise, or even if you take it in terms of electrons and all that, it's made out of electrons and all these protons. and the electrons, protons outside also no difference, right? So, but more than that, better, this way Buddha says, the hard nature. And the liquid nature, for example, like in your blood, and even in the tap or whatever, you can imagine, it's, or the river, the water that is flowing. So sometimes you can read this, and in your walking meditation, you can think about it. Like this, there are so many other things coming, you can try several of them. This is how you are activating your yoniso manasikara, which is the main factor for attaining sotapanna. That's what you want to achieve. So other things you really want to achieve, you have to clear your character, cross away and make yourself calm, peaceful, all the distractions slowly less. Bound to see this. What is this? It is bound to experience this. There's not a big deal. And if you are doing the right analyzing there and patient, not being distracted by so many other teachings and this and that, then we refer to the Buddha. Simple. It's not a big thing. So in English one we go to now slowly. Okay, now we have to cover dependent origination of consciousness. Now, though once I be intact, yet if the external forms do not. So we must also remember these are not like you have to know this to come to that. There's no order like that. Somewhere it can trigger. Some point, some way. So this is like I tell, not one technique here. There are like 1,000 techniques here. Because Buddha, so many ways which he made enlightenment to many people, this is, you are getting the opportunity now. I can also make we can make us, this is not the way, we are allowing like Buddha's time, same time. He being the teacher now, your teacher is in. Now when you are doing these exercises, his instruction you are not following. In this case, some more clarity come in that, you will see the Buddha. See means through understanding, not as a physical form or something. So the last part it is said, in the case to අපි මේ අර අන්තිම කොටසම මේ පටිච්ච සමුප්පාද විඥානය. ඒක ගැලපෙනව නේද මම අර තේරුම් කරපු එකත් එක්ක. හේතු ටික තියෙන්න ඕනේ අර මේ මම බුදු දේවනාස තේරුම් කරන එකක් මාර කිව්වේ. අර විඥානේ පහළ වෙන්න ඊට සාතන් වාතයට ඒවා හේතු නැතිඳ පහළ වෙන්නේ නැති ආකාර. එතකොට මෙතන මේ පටිච්ච සමුප්පාද විඥානය කියන එකත් එක්ක තේරුම පැහැදිලිද? Now, what I explained about, my teacher explained about the conditioned nature, the last moment, how the Arahant has no desires and there's no, conditions are not there, consciousness not arising. Like Anagami, I have added that explanation. The conditioned nature, he has still an object, right? And Anagami, the non-returner. That's why the consciousness arises to him again. Like that, this conditioned nature, dependent origination of consciousness here, does it make sense? To everybody, does it make sense? Yes. Right? Yes. This point is very important for you to make it mentally clear. Okay? It makes sense, right? And what are the parts of consciousness? You need for consciousness, can it arise without a body? So the body is a definite part. Then what are the other factors of consciousness? Feeling. Factors means that it arises through the 6 sense organs. But each consciousness, if it arises from eye, ear, nose, anywhere, it has these basic factors. What is it? Feeling, perception, and reaction according to perception. Now also it's happening when you are talking to me also. Unless you might feel it's interesting and I like to be, maybe sometimes you feel I'm tired, let me go to my room. So this is all reaction based on the feeling. It's happening all the time. This is happening in each sense organ. And we are also creating karma by the reaction part. And for this only we think it's me. This I am feeling, I am perceiving. I is coming to this. Due to this is all existing with craving. Okay? So that's why we say that old age or birth is all nothing but these 5 things appearing, rising and sustaining. Okay? So that's why Buddha says Jati pi dukkha, Jara pi dukkha, or this birth is suffering, old age is suffering, death is suffering. In short, Buddha says Panchupadana skandhas, the 5 khandhas are suffering. And so now and the craving for 5 khandhas is the main thing. Alright. මේක හොඳයි සිංහලෙන් උත්තින 16 වෙනි එක විඥාන ස්කන්ධය ඉති ස්කන්ධ 4 හේතු කොටගෙන පවතී. රූප වේ 14 වෙනි 16 වෙනි පිටුවේ විඥාන ස්කන්ධය ඉති ස්කන්ධ 4 හේතු කොටගෙන පවතී. රූප වේදනා සංඥා සංකාරයන්ගේ සම්බන්ධයක් නොමැතිව විඥානයේ පැවැත්ම වැඩිම හා දියුණුව හෝ එක් භවයකින් චුත වීම හෝ වෙනත් භවයකට ඇතුල් වීම හෝ විස්තර කිරීමට බැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ in the page number 14, whatever there is of corporeality, on that, this was important, see it in the Chinese whether it is correctly done. That is the end of the explanation of condition, that is dependent origination of consciousness, in part of the explanation. Now it's describing each organ, the consciousness arising. So for each organ, the type of consciousness you get, it's called by that, like if you get with the ear, that consciousness is called ear consciousness. With the nose, it's called nose consciousness. So, and they're all conditioned. Now, whenever consciousness arises, whatever, now say for example, now consciousness arises. So whatever form it used for it to arise right now, that is called the Rupa Skandha, or the body form. Okay? In page number 14. Then this belongs to the group of corporeality, or the form. Okay? Whatever there is of feeling, this belongs to the group of feeling. Whatever there is perception, this belongs to the group of perception. Whatever there are mental formations, sankhara, this belongs to the group of mental formations. Okay? Mental formation means reaction with greed, hate or delusion. Alright? So they are not, never if you get a feeling, you definitely get a perception. And with the perception, you get a reaction. Alright? This is always happening. This doesn't mean that you have to now notice where, how it's happening. Just an idea you must have. You can't know it's so fast happening. Okay, some teachers, some ways of practice, they're trying to know it like that way. It did not happen also. So their explanations change from one banner to the other banner. Because they find a new one, or they now explain that. Another one, they explain that. So people also like this kind of thing because it tickles your brain. Tickling the brain, okay, for some time, but whether it brings realization is a question. I feel they are not, I don't know how to say this, it's not nice, I will judge, but anyway, I have a personal idea about it. I'm telling in general, I feel this is not experience, that's the problem. So it's still in the process of searching and research. So if that goes on, nice discourse, yes, a lot of interesting findings, new findings, but it's not like that. That's why you must not try to explain too much, and you must not try to understand it also. Remember this very carefully. මේක තේරුම් ගන්න යන්නත් එපා. නිකම්ම තේරෙන්න ඕනේ. ඉවසන්න පොඩ්ඩක්. කියවනේ and if you don't understand somewhere, don't wait there long. Just go to the next page. Just continue. Okay? තේරෙනවද ඒක? This is how it should be done.
I think you say a little bit more of what do you mean by if you don't understand, it's okay. Just
say don't try to understand.
Don't try. Oh, don't try to understand.
And if you find a place where you can't understand, just skip that.
Skip.
It doesn't mean this will follow that. It's not your thing. Then you can find somewhere else. This is how this teaching should be read. Therefore, whatever there is corporeality. And when you read these things, you must sit comfortably, relax your body. Even in bed doesn't matter if it's straight back, then you don't fall asleep. Straight back is important, even in a chair. Your legs are hurting, keep it relaxingly. Alright? Okay, now this one I want to check in the Chinese one. Therefore, whatever there is of corporeality, feeling, perception, this, whatever there is of the page 14 in English one, whatever there is of corporeality on that occasion, this belongs to the group of corporeality. Whatever there is of feeling, this belongs to the group of feeling. Whatever there is of perception, this belongs to the group of perception. See whether it is the same.
Okay, right here, yes. We have it.
Give the same idea.
Same idea.
That means in a moment of consciousness, whatever the consciousness used as a body, that is called the, you could say, form aggregate. Okay? So in that moment, whatever that functioned as feeling is called the feeling aggregate. Whatever that was present, because feeling and perception are different functions in consciousness. So whatever that was as perception that worked, it is called the perception aggregate, sanya. And whatever it was that the reaction was just like that, very simple thing. Okay. We are getting into Buddha's type of thinking, I'm so happy, I don't know how this happened. Because it's like in this so different world, entirely a different kind of thinking. I also came in that, but I feel I'm also old soul. This is Aryan thinking. It's very, very for self-realization, and we are in another entire different age and period.
Could I ask a quick question? Could you quickly clarify the difference between perception and consciousness? Or is that...
No, it's innate. Perception is a factor in consciousness. Now you have a consciousness is all engulfing. Consciousness, it's like a part of consciousness is perception. Now we are showing how the consciousness can never arise without perception. That means in consciousness you have a feeling, for example, and what you feel, you perceive, that's the next part of in the consciousness. It happens, you could say, simultaneously. Okay? And perception is different from feeling, because feeling is like the sensation part. Perception is the judging part. As I told you, as pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, it judges, it recognizes. So when it recognizes or judges as pleasant, there's another part that comes after that, reacting part. That is called sankhara, mental formations. Okay? And if it will react with greed, that becomes karma. Okay? It has intention. Intention is formed by this greed, hate, and delusion. Even in law court cases, they check this, right? You can see that how there's intention only, and so on. So the intention is formed, that becomes a moral law. So after perception, you have this reaction. The way you perceive, you react. Now we change into Dhamma perception. That's how the reactions begins to. Dhamma perception is the knowledge of like anitya. It's a sanya also. Dukkha. Anitya perception. Impermanent perception. Dukkha perception. Anatta perception. Or impurity perception. That's opposite. It is then stopping the mind karma. What word karma and what is karma. Okay? In this practice, we are changing the perception. We are making it. That's where we can change this, the whole thing. So do you understand? It's part of actually. When the moment of consciousness is always there. When you see, it's already so fast happened. You have in your conscious, like you are unconscious, slowly you open. If you are seeing, immediately either you are attracted or repelled, and this already happens so fast. So that is all the reaction part. But before that, you have to recognize. That is the perception part. To recognize, you must get that with the contact, the feeling. So that's already happened. So it just follows. They are the calls. They are what we call, we think it's me and I and all that.
So the feeling is the bodily sensation part, or not?
Yeah, the body is used. Now normally body is used for the feeling. But to recognize it as present, unpresent, it's already the perception part coming to that. So this is how to say now, because we have learned to see perception, feeling in the body and watch the body feelings mostly. So, but whenever we are even observing or whatever, we'll be observing it as a pleasant or unpleasant feeling. Okay, so there already we have perceived as pleasant or perceived as unpleasant. So if you have a neutral feeling, you'll be just waiting, or we don't feel pleasure or unpleasant. But if you are like not analyzing and really seeing how it's happening, we are living in delusion according to that. Because we are not realize that. Even in samadhi, for example, you are not feeling pleasant, unpleasant. But you are in an equanimous, so it's a feeling. But you are like that means, according to Buddha, you have no anger, no greed. But your delusion is there. So we want to complete this, so that feeling itself is still your consciousness. Okay, it's a factor of consciousness. So consciousness is there. But now, if you have wisdom, if you have wisdom, you feel completely. This type of wisdom will bring complete dispassion. Right? So in dispassion, you find you turn away from feeling, perception, and everything, every part of consciousness. That's the only time you transcend consciousness. Understand? So this is the only way you come out of this whole thing that is keeping you for endless births. So where there is consciousness, there is name and form and all that. So that is transcended only through wisdom. So this is the finding of a Samma enlightened being. Is it clear regarding this? Every time when there is now here you say, this part, wherever there is corporeality, whatsoever there is of corporeality, on that occasion that belongs to the group of corporeality. Maybe we must forget everything about what we have learned from modern science or any other retreats also. How Buddha says instantly how we are getting consciousness. We have an eye and an object, and then there is the initial attention, then there is the connection and sensation coming. That is it's like really that attention itself. It's so fast that there itself you are getting very fast. You get the feeling, and then there's immediately the perceiving of it and reacting for it. Okay, so now it has happened so many times now. And so you learn to see that we are looking at this happening like from outside. So we are seeing a human being, and this human being or a being, even Deva or Brahma, okay, Devata or any animal, anyone, he's going through this body, feeling, perception, and so on. Yes. Some are becoming, in other worlds, is very, very like robotic. They can't have more this thing. This is because of karma. They're getting that type of life. So, but in the human plane, just we keep it. We have these 5 khandhas, what we are made up of. So every time, perception is part of what you feel, you perceive, and how you perceive, you react. So now we change the perception. That's karma. That's what generating again, which brings another body, another type of context to give the type of feelings we need to get due to the karma. So now we are changing the perception, the wisdom, then the reaction changes. So the karma begins to, stop.
But I have a question regarding that. So where does the craving fit in that area? Because what I'm feeling is that the craving overtakes my intention of continuing that thought process, but I feel like I get engulfed in that some kind of a, it's like a hidden kind of creature. Like when I try trying to be aware of what's happening, like we said earlier, walking, be aware of, but I'm thinking about other things. So I think
no, it will happen to all of you now, because you are now at you mostly used to now have to perform that work and to go that, do that, so on. So now you will be training something else to this.
and then also like when we are not doing something, just thoughts come, and then when the perception happens, it tend to be like some craving coming from nowhere.
Yeah, correct.
Overtaking
All
that. So is there any way to?
No, don't worry, don't worry, I understand. It should come, because now you're in operation theatre. In this. So definitely very unexpected things can come and overpower you, thought-wise. Alright, it should happen. If it doesn't happen, that means you're also busy here. That's not good. No, it's not allowing your inside things to come out. You must isolate yourself, then only the real operation will happen. Otherwise you'll miss some things that can happen while you're here. So when they come, that's why the main things that can come is sensual desires, anger, irritation, fears. Okay, so that's why beforehand also I've given you tools like impurity, visualizing impurities and so on. Another one is compassion, little metta meditation. Okay, and otherwise little chanting. Not to worry if they come also. You just little chant, or just don't be serious if you let them come. Okay, and then you try those things. If you can't overcome, maybe you do some chanting. That you might come in spite of that, doesn't matter. Otherwise, just lie down and just wait, or do some little sweet. Then only you should go to an external activity, the last, just to try to. And if it's still, let it be. Let it come, and let it go. If you go, it's also impermanent. So like that, you have to deal with those things. They are like process things. If they don't come now and you don't clear with this kind of life and practice, they come at the moment of death. And some things even you can now notice really with anger and greed, what you have done in the past, it might come. That is the karma. That's why it's come. It's like now this moment is like a moment of death. So it's protecting what is latent within you. And now if it will come, and then it will clear. Because you stick to the Dhamma, you'll be even not trying to worry about it or take it as you also. So when you're doing this reading, it might come again. So many other different things. But when you're doing this whole things like reading, contemplating and all that, you're putting those things, there's a purification happening. Washing of your karma. It's called tapasya. That's why tapasya is for cleansing your karma. Did you all get? I can't explain. It must be happening to all of you, okay? If it's not happening, then you are talking too much, or you just started the day, so it doesn't matter. It should happen.
So, one question about consciousness. Does it include feeling, perception, and mental formation, or is that a separate concept? Because there are 5 groups of existence. So I don't know if it's the other 3 or it's just separate.
Please repeat that again.
So, the question is whether the consciousness includes feeling, perception, and mental formations.
It is part of consciousness. Consciousness is made up of feeling, perception, and mental forms. Without that, you can't find consciousness.
Then why does it say 5 groups of existence, and you have consciousness and in parallel with the other 3?
Where?
You have 5 groups of existence. It's page 8. 5 groups of existence.
Okay.
The 5 groups include the group of corporeal reality.
Yeah, that's the body. Okay.
Yeah, the body and
Feelings.
the feelings and perception
Okay.
and mental formations and consciousness. So the consciousness looks like it's in parallel with the other 3 or 4.
Yeah, yes, it's parallel means to explain you have to write them like that. Okay. But when it's happening, when consciousness is actually now also you're conscious, you in the consciousness now already you're having feeling, perception and reaction. Okay, it's there. It's like in the light, for example. Okay, there's a light beam. So inside the light beam you can separate, different. What is this? With the the prism. Those days I can't remember that you send the light through and it breaks down into different colors, right? So it's something like that. It's inside that those different colors. All right. Same way there is feeling, perception. So this Buddha is the one who separate and show like that. You get it. So always in consciousness there is feeling, perception. It's not to write all these things when even now Satipatthana, you have Dhamma, Vipassana and all that, Vedana like that. So they write like that, but when you practice and when it's really operating, in every Kayanupassana there is Dhamma Vipassana. When you're analyzing the rising, passing away. So only if you practice only you know how this is, how it's really happening. So it's just like, again, like a beam of light. Or in the water you have different minerals and so on, okay? Same way, it's made out of all those minerals, the water, okay? One body, alright? Same way, a conscious experience, you have always a feeling, and there is that judging of the feeling, measuring the feeling, that is perception. The way you judge, you perceive, you measure, thus you react. Okay, normally it is as present, unpresent, and neutral. So the reaction this is the general, but it's happening all the time in all the sense organs. Okay? You have to keep it like that. That's how it's really happening.
So it all come together, it doesn't have a sequence which comes first or...
No. Yeah. You can't say this, yeah. They all come together. Okay? You will get an explanation. Let me show you one part. Alright? Okay, this 14, page number 14 in the English one. In the English one, 14, the Chinese you can. Don't try to too much get a clarity of how it's working. Have a general idea because it is not to be known from words. This is you know that these khandhas are the 5 aggregates are there because you can't see like this. Even electrons, atoms, and you can't see, right? So in the page number 14, dependency of consciousness on the other 4 khandhas. Okay, page number 14. To give you some more. This thing, this is all what Buddha is speaking. Page number 14, dependency of consciousness on the other 4 khandhas. And it is impossible for anyone to explain the passing out of one existence and the entering into new existence, or the growth or increase and development of consciousness independently of corporeality, feeling, perception and mental formations. You get that one?
Very clear. So, Bhante, is it the speed and the nature of consciousness constantly arriving that creates the I?
Sorry? Speed?
So the speed of the formation of
consciousness. Oh, you mean like a stream?
The stream is what gives the I existence. So I comes from continuous nature of consciousness.
Craving also. Craving the one creates the I. Craving to that. So the speed is really that. The speed is one thing that is fast happening. That's one thing also you can't notice in a very visible, sensual way. The changes like the body. You can sensually Or visually you can notice the body, period of time getting old and something like that. But consciousness is so fast changing, it's that one part aspect which makes it difficult to know it as I, not I. That is just small parts that are constantly born and dying, with conditions finishing, next conditions coming. But more than that, with that also, and the craving. The craving makes you make it an identity. You give life to it. You give an identity to, and life to anything. Sometimes some people who are very attached to anything, they will even start to talk with that. It looks mad. They talk about my taxi auto driver. He's a young boy, he talks with that metal junk. Yes, sometimes I'm telling in big programs, he tell, once you told about me also. That's why be careful what you speak in front of me. So it is, I can understand the psychology, how it's working. So when you get attached to even like family members, mostly you can see, you relate with their hair, look at how their face, all that, you think this that person. You give that, it's not because of your craving. Soon with wisdom, the craving decreases, you begin to see it objectively, and then, this will happen. Then you see the reality, the truth. Okay, is that clear with you?
So this Chinese part says the conscious cannot be independent from the other four groups, right? But I think by the same token, the feeling cannot be separate from the other four, and also the perception cannot be separate from the other four, and the formation cannot be separate. So it looks like they're all dependent on the other four. I don't know if the rupa can be separate or not, can be separate from the other four or not.
No, consciousness cannot never arise without a body. It cannot arise in like free space.
But can body exist independent from consciousness?
There's a dead body, like, free.
That's
Vegetable, maybe.
Yeah, that's a dead body.
Yeah.
And also can feeling be independent from.
Why do you want to get so much independence?
Well, I'm just thinking is consciousness include all the other four, or feeling can also include the other things.
You will not notice feeling if you don't have perception. They are like in one thing.
Yeah.
It's like you can't, if you feel and you don't perceive, means it cannot happen like that. What you feel, you perceive. What you perceive, if you perceive, then you react. It's like that, it's interconnected, conditioned. So they are like depending, they are just there when that is there. One is there, that is there. But it's so fast happening, that now this is what Buddha is speaking, not the Chinese or English translator. It's not a translator, it's a Buddha talking now actually. Yeah? So just keep it now, not try to too much understand it but at least this, basically you must know that consciousness is dependent on these four. There are parts of four are there in the consciousness. And the last moment I told you about when dying, you get a last thought and all that. So that is like, that is where the khandhas are trying to rise again. So now this is connected with karma and craving. That's very important. You don't get, like the type of outside stimulation, an object, or maybe a husband or a boss or a child, you get, type of feeling you get from those people. So they are karmically determined. Alright? So then it creates a particular type of consciousness in you. Alright? The way you react will generate the next type of associations you are getting. Yeah. So that's how this is going on. That's why we tell, face it, don't react now, finish it off now. Okay? So otherwise you are just creating your own world going on. This is what samsara is about. So now, it's important to know that when you have craving and when you have karma, how you have a last thought and how you get distracted, and then the conditions are there and the consciousness will arise. Okay, when consciousness arises, that will be in a mother's womb or any other kind of existence. Alright, so like this part you must, is it clear, that part?
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't have craving, like for an Arhat, for example, there's no focus to any of the, only you can have focus to body, feeling, perception, these things. Okay, where like a consciousness, like a flashlight, if you want to get the light somewhere, it has to hit on something. Alright, so if there's nothing to hit, there won't be light. Okay, so this is how the consciousness, if it has nothing to hit, so it will not arise. Alright, so this is a very big thing to, because in the future reading, not reading, your contemplation and your walking meditation, it will help you. Alright. Now I'm stuck with questions. We will go to it. So good. You are from the beginning, starting with questions. Let's see. Okay. Either taken separately or okay. We can go through the other one. Also very nice explanation. Page number 15. In the English one, right? We'll go through that. The Anatta doctrine, okay? Individual existence as well as the whole world is in reality nothing but this Bhante is explaining, okay? Who wrote this book? When you have in small letters, this is the Bhante's, I don't know how, it's two different things, not Buddha talking here. It's an explanation. Yeah, introduction. Like so. So you should know that. Don't take what he says very seriously, but it also helps, okay? Like, don't take what I'm saying also very seriously. Because I'm also like that, an introductory person. Right? You take what is Buddha is speaking very serious. I'm not joking about this. It's a serious idea I'm giving you. Right? Individual existence as well as the whole world is in reality nothing but a process of ever-changing phenomena, which are all comprised in the 5 groups of existence. This process has gone on from time immemorial, before one's birth and also after one's death. It will continue for endless periods of time, as far as there are conditions for it, as stated in the preceding text. The 5 groups of existence, either taken separately or combined, in no way constitute a real ego entity or subsisting personality, and equally no self, soul, or substance can be found outside of these groups as their owner. In other words, the 5 groups of existence are not self, nor do they belong to a self. In view of the impermanence and conditionality of all existence, the belief in any form of self must be regarded as an illusion. Just as what we designate by the name chariot has no existence apart from axle, wheels, shafts, body, and so forth, or as the word house is merely a convenient designation for various materials put together after a certain fashion so as to enclose a portion of space, and there is no separate house entity in existence in exactly the same way that which we call a being or an individual or a person or by the name I is nothing but a changing combination of physical and mental phenomena and has no real existence in itself. The Sinhalese one එක අහුණාද? සිංහල එකේ කියවෙන්නේ කියලාද මේ?
Number 16.
Okay, අනාත්ම ධර්මය. ගොල්ලන් මේක අල්ලගන්න මම අර ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කියනකොටනේ දැන් ගොල්ලන්ගේ ප්‍රමාණය අඩුයි ඒකින්ද මට ලේසි. තව සිංහලයට එකතු කරගෙන ඉන්න. මම ඒකටත් කැමති නෑ ඇත්ත කියන්න ඕනේ. දැන් සමාගතයෙන් වල කියන්නේ දැන් ඔන්න පිටට අයිනවා පිට කියන්නේ සිංහලයනේ. ඒක හරි වැඩි. මම දැන් මට රෙස්ට් එකක් දෙන්න කියලා මට ආරංචි. රෙස්ට් එකක් කියන්නේ මම දැන් මේ එකපාරක් කෙනෙකුට 100,000ක් හිටියත් මට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. මේ කීපවතාවක් කෙන එක තමයි පොඩ්ඩක් එහෙම වෙනවා නම් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අතරේදී ගොඩක් දැන් මම ෆිට ඉඳ තමයි දැන් ධර්මාර්ථයක් දන්නවා මෙහෙම කියන්නේ. නැත්තම නිශ්ශබ්දව ඉන්නවා ටිකක් නේද? අකඩ වැටුණානේ හිතට. අතර දේශගුණේ අර දැන් සමීපයි නැත්තම් අපු දවසේ අසනීපයෙන් වෙන්නේ තියෙන ටිකක් මම මේ ටික බයෙන් ඉන්නකොට උදේ නැගිටිනකොට අමාරුයි. මේ හොඳ තැන පාවිච්චි කරන්න වටිනවා. මටත් හොඳයි. This is in brief the Anatta doctrine of the Buddha, the teaching that all existence is void of a permanent self or substance. It is the fundamental Buddhist doctrine not found in any other religious teaching or philosophical system. To grasp it fully, not only in an abstract and intellectual way, but by constant reference to actual experience, is an indispensable condition for the true understanding of the Buddha Dhamma and for the realization of his goal. These monks also, he was a scholar monk actually. So he was my teacher's preceptor. But my teacher practiced, fully. He left everything, but they are the ones who taught him Pali and everything. And he's the one who gave him this book in the prison when they met, in Dehradun during the Second World War time. All the Germans were put in the prison. So then my teacher got this book, and he found it very clear when he read these things. Suppose a man with a good sight beheld the many bubbles on the Ganges as they drew along, and he watched them and carefully examined them. Then after he had carefully examined them, they would appear to him empty, unreal, and unsubstantial. In exactly the same way does the monk behold all the co-reality phenomena, feelings, perceptions, mental formations and states of consciousness, whether they may be the past or the present. You can apply this, When it says past, present, you can even imagine in the morning we met, right? Can you remember we met here in the morning or like 10:30 or I don't know. Right? Then that time also we had certain rupa vedana, our body feeling perceptions arose that time, right? So what happened to them? It arose and passed away. We must note it. So how empty it is, the experience we had. So when Buddha says like this, behold all the corporeality phenomena, feeling, perception, mental formations and states of consciousness, whether they be of the past, you must apply to a real experience you had. And just study what happened. Then only it becomes a meditation. And the present, while we are now talking, what we are now hearing, what do you hear very, very in a prominent way just right now? Can you hear something very prominently right now? Yeah, some sound, right? What is the sound?
It's the air conditioner.
Oh, yeah. So this you must be aware. Then this is the present feelings, perceptions that is arising in the sensual world, right? Or the future. That which must imagine now, evening something you might experience, tomorrow or some years later, far or near. And he watches them and examines them carefully. Watches means notices, thinks about it. And after careful examination, they appear to him empty. Void and without a self. I'm just taking one part, Buddha is telling now there are so many ways you can do like that. This is how you should be doing. Okay, when you're reading, you must apply to That's why you have to live in silence and alone with this book. Whoever delights in corporeality, are you following? I think on the same page. Whoever delights in corporeality, or feeling or perception of mental formations, or consciousness, he delights in suffering. And whoever delights in suffering will not be freed from suffering. Thus I say. They are selling. So this maybe you might just read now. Maybe you are eating the food or taking your evening, whatever. It may be tasty or whatever. So you should notice that time, oh, now I am allowing feelings. And then you remember the Buddha's word, if I allow feelings and enjoy that, I am enjoying suffering. Enjoying suffering means your craving nature will be increased more. And as a result of that, if you have this much allow some pleasures to you, the repercussions will be so much you have to suffer in the future. And even in the present time, your inner joy will be taken away. More you discipline, your inner joy right now will be maintained. More you allow this, your inner joy right now will be gone. That means you will have a long face. You see a lot of people who have enjoyed sensuality all the time, enjoying all these clubs and this and that. You know, in what you call that next day morning, I don't know, there's that something, you know, but what's that mean? After you drink and you know, like you recover, I don't know what you call it. Hangover. Right, hangover. I don't know why you can. So it is very strongly there. But even if you would watch a movie or anything sensual, this will be there. Okay, in a minute way. It's entertaining all that. But if you discipline yourself and if you do something, you know, that you find that joy coming, confidence coming, you're happy for no reason. This is what we are trying to first experience. And then we'll get higher joys by seeing the, like, you know, seeing the Dhamma, realizing it. It's called Dhamma. Past further, examine them carefully. Whoever delights in corporeality or feeling or perception or mental form, it's not easy in this part of the world, I can imagine. You know? Everything is geared for enjoying. I remember later on my time in Nicosia, in Cyprus. There were times I couldn't keep myself, the practice I was going through. And times I have to call Sri Lanka, you know, Vajrarama. And Piyadasi Hamdru used to, I was then 21, right? Then Piyadasi Bante, he used to answer. And I should just tell them that I am in hell. Please, can you chant some pirit to me? Hell means, I will tell you honestly, you know, Nicosia is full of nightclubs. And there is like, and I also tell my friends, I have some Dhamma friends who like Pakistani, Bangladeshi, you know, like we grouped. They became vegetarian also, some of them, you know, like. But then I tell this nightclub, or what do you call that, dance bars. They are underground, you know. So I tell you, it belongs to underground. So that time I remember, like when I'm in the booth, we don't have phones for those days. Very recently all these things came, so in the phone booth I'm calling Sri Lanka, and actually I'm a little upset with myself and really want to go, and this aspect of my father. So mentally I was a little bit not very happy. So there are all these people going to these dance bars and all this. That's why I was telling I'm in hell now. And I have those Bantes to chant Pirit and so on. So I can imagine in the world, you know, today also these places everywhere would have, but still, definitely you all have some powerful karma from samsara. Definitely they have that. That's why some mistakes or some out of the things should not worry too much. But you shouldn't repeat it. Allow it to repeat or go on. You must bring your gem, which is very much, you might become more stronger than people living with this Dhamma and everything. Okay? So this is very important, you must tap it and bring it out as a human being. I think you should, so with proper company and keeping always exposed to the other things, and so increasing that. So that can happen. I didn't have this kind of experience in those countries. You all are having, I think, this part of the world, in spite of all other aspects. Even Australia, I see, they're having, now in the modern times, it's getting more and more people, and also in monks and spiritual. Other one also we read in the next page, page 18. Page 18, Samsara. We just read the Bante's explanation, it's also quite good. It's Bante who wrote the book. The wheel of existence. Singulating level,
So this is
20.
page 2. Samsara.
Very good. The wheel of existence, literally the perpetual wandering, is the name given in the Pali scriptures to the sea of life ever restlessly heaving up and down. The symbol of this continuous process of ever again and again being reborn, growing old, suffering and dying. More precisely put, samsara is the unbroken sequence, the fivefold khanda combinations, which constantly changing from moment to moment, follow continually one upon the other through inconceivable periods of time. Of this samsara, a single lifetime constitutes only a tiny fraction. Hence, to be able to comprehend the first noble truth, one must let one's gaze rest upon the samsara, upon the frightful sequence of rebirths, and not merely upon one single lifetime, which of course may sometimes be not very painful. Just go to also page number 24, karma. This is higher picture, similarly. Page, the karma, the second noble truth, serves also to explain the causes of the seeming injustices in nature by teaching that nothing in the world can come into existence without reason or cause, and that not only our latent tendencies but our whole destiny, all weal and woe, result from causes which we have to seek partly in this life, partly in former states of existence. These causes are the life-affirming activities produced by body, speech and mind. Hence, it is this threefold action that determines the character and destiny of all beings. Exactly defined, karma donates those good and evil volitions, causing rebirth and shaping the destinies of beings. Thus, existence, or better, the process of becoming, consists of an active and conditioning karma process. As just now we talked about it. Active and conditioning karma process, and it results the rebirth process. Here too, when considering karma, one must not lose sight of the impersonal nature of existence. In the case of a storm-swept sea, it is not an identical wave that hastens over the surface, of the ocean, but it is the rising and falling of quite different masses of water. In the same way, it should be understood that there are no real ego entities hastening through the ocean of rebirth, but merely life waves which, according to their nature and activities, good or evil, manifest themselves here as humans, there as animals, and elsewhere as invisible beings. Page number 21. Now I want to talk about the walking meditation. Okay. Is it okay that part explanation?
Amazingly,
Really?
it's very good.
I had to.
I was amazed.
Okay, that's quite good. Your English is okay, so then you know definitely. But that is a little bit it's a little bit complicated, writing in English also. So, but it's good if it is conveying the idea. Page number 21. Maybe go back. සිංහල කමුණද මම හිතන්නේ මේක 23 සියලු ධර්මයන්ගේ හේතුප්‍රතිතාවය. Depending on the of all things. Now I want to explain to you the walking meditation. Alright. So when you stand up, okay, so just you must learn. What about your Gilampasa?
At 4:30, Swami.
Now it's 4:30, right? 4:35, 4:40.
Okay.
Why don't you go and take your Gilampasa?
Maybe do the Sakna Bhavana.
I will tell after. It will not take more than, I think, 15-20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will stay here. It's not that too much time. Okay. Today's first day, so we have only few days, so we'll do something, okay? You can go in a line, or try to keep silence. Actually, try to not to be connected with anybody. It's very important if you want to. As I told you, that isolation, silence, only slowly you can exercise that. This is not just a knowledge of what is this written here or something. It's for you to get a really an intuitive, unexpected vision. This is because we know about these things, we should get it, or at least you should do the things that you might get in the future. All right? Slowly go. Yes?
I have a few questions I can ask you. Okay. So what is the four oceans? Is that something like also is a karma created, or is it something we can see?
Oceans.
Four oceans.
Where is mentioned?
It's on page 19.
That's part of samsara.
Yeah, is it part of this? Yeah.
Your tears and
So your tears is
the
more like the
ocean
four
water.
oceans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Water.
it's just only a story.
Yes, sir.
But is it in this world or is it?
No, it's in the world. What Buddha is telling about. We have Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
See, the whole is talking about the endless, so much water. That's what he's meaning.
So yeah, this feels like there's a different kind of word for oceans, and in the middle is a mountain. What is
Maru, and yeah, those things, it's a certain meditation, energy field areas that are talking. But it's not, Buddha is not telling like that. It's talking about the physical earth.
okay?
Like this.
Physical earth, and it says we're living on the south part island. What does it mean? Is
It's
it
still
some-
here.
No, not here.
Well,
But don't worry about those, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're now trying to become self-realized. If you know this, you know everything in the world. You know everything, how it's all these ideas are coming, all these places are coming. But you are going to the root of your experience. It's what you are doing now. That's why it's called enlightenment.
Okay, I'm still trying to understand, like, it's from the right understanding, right? Right thoughts.
Right view.
Yeah. Okay, I have actually a lot of questions. So, page 29, see, it says, I'll read it. It says escape from the unborn, unoriginated, uncreated, ununiform. So who escaped?
What is born has an identity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you are escaping from an identity.
Escape from identity.
That is the unborn, unoriginated, uncreated, unformed. Just Buddhists give an idea that this is all formed, originated.
Mm-hmm.
There is a place, there is something that is not born, not originated. You just give an idea. You must not try to find what it is, because it is not thinkable.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm giving you some target, some idea. There is some explanation of Nibbana.
Yeah. So is Nibbana exist, or is the non-exist of the
It's
born?
not to be talked about. It's infinite experience. So while you are just some idea, you don't try to now think, oh, now I will explain something.
Uh-huh.
Someone explains Nibbana is like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think not realize Nibbana. So you know that this is something, no suffering. You can tell from what is existing, and the absence of that is Nibbana, like that. You can explain. Absence of craving, absence of a self, like this.
So I don't understand. It's a exist, or it's a lack of existence of the born side.
It's not the way we think it exists like this now, our body, because it's a changing thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in the absence of change, that thing, that state,
Mm-hmm.
it's a state where it's absence of all these changing things. That's how you must just have an idea. It's not you can think and know about it, but when you're practicing and just contemplating,
Mm-hmm.
when you experience certain truths about you,
Mm-hmm.
you might experience that. That's what we are doing in this. We're trying to do in this retreat. Not think about it directly, you can't do like that,
Mm-hmm.
but do the practices which will make you realize that.
Okay, so I realize it, but not think about it directly.
It can never be happen. It's beyond thinking.
Okay.
That's why I tell you to go alone, stay alone.
Page 32. Page 32. Vipassana is immediate condition of entering the 4 stages. So does the 4 stages come
Of seeing Nibbana, of experiencing Nibbana. That's what they're telling. 4 stages means like Sotapanna,
Yeah.
flame entrance.
So do they? Does this 4 stages come together? How to know it's achieved? Because once you have vipassana, Do you get all four stages together? No.
It might happen you get one of the highest even,
Yeah.
or you might get the first one like this.
But they all called vipassana, right?
It's an effect of vipassana. It's
Huh?
an effect of vipassana. It's as a
Effect-
result of vipassana.
It's a fact of.
Yeah, result of vipassana. Result of wisdom. So vipassana is bringing out wisdom, seeing the final truths of things as they are.
And there are different type of vipassana.
The same thing in different degrees.
Same thing in
Same,
different
yeah, like
degrees.
now if you attend the second state, it will be more degree of that.
Okay, so different
Degrees of seeing the truth, reality.
Okay, I see.
It has given, Buddha gives examples of like if you have a golden pot.
Okay, and so how to know if we just mentally understand the vipassana or it's from the heart? We really get this.
Okay, good question. Now I just told you whether you understand about the consciousness that it needs an object like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is mentally understanding.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I ask you whether you really understand. That is simple things like conditioned nature of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are mentally understanding, and then you must also, I will tell you other meditation where you are not thinking of all this. You are coming to like metta bhavana and anapanasati to empty the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that also different separately, and you do this also a little bit thinking, and in the walking you learn to think,
Mm-hmm.
then this might happen. You see it inside. Seeing inside means like, I don't want to explain too much about it. It's like, oh, this is it, like it becomes more clear. Okay, but don't, even if you get clear like that, don't imagine, oh, whether I attain this first or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is not, no, you had clarity. And just not attaching like this, expecting. Just you just be happy with that you're understanding more and more of the teaching.
And then it will come naturally.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But if you're expecting, this name, like, I want to attain this, or have I come to this, that's not a good way.
Just naturally understand and then how to practice.
You're doing now.
Oh, okay.
You're now reading and now you're doing it. Taking the precepts and clearing your mind, and you're now starting to.
I see. So how to follow the heart, not the mind? Like how do we say what is heart?
Heart, okay, you can tell when you're having faith and all that,
Mm-hmm.
devotion. And also now when you practice more of compassion meditation and all these things. And the mind means you have more, you're developing more sharp awareness, reflection, contemplating. So no need to follow anything. If you just do like reading, contemplating these things, and then you have a heart of going refuge to the Buddha,
Mm-hmm.
Things will happen. Oh my God, you have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Sorry, are you
No
like
problem.
waiting? Someone waiting?
No.
Sorry, okay. Okay, page 40. What's the difference between path, magga, and the fruition, pyala? Is vipassana same as the path? Because it lead to the pyala fruition, right? So is the path and the vipassana same thing?
Path is what you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Try to contemplate, reading and looking and keeping your precepts and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Phala is you have a special experience out of it, special clarity coming. Good in a way, because
So vipassana is kind of similar to clarity? Is it similar to Fushan?
There are two, like, yeah, it could be. It could be like really a flash experience of clarity. A flash experience of clarity.
Oh,
That's how,
flash.
wow. That word is really for that purpose. It's actually when you're getting the fruit. It's not just when you're contemplating.
So contemplating is like the path, and what you understand clarity is
Could be like vipassana.
the clarity is the path. Okay. All right. So page 41. What's the difference between two kinds of the Eightfold Path? Because it says mundane people practice the mundane path, right? So should we actually practice the supra-mundane to enter the stream? Or that's only for the enlightened person to
No, don't worry about super mundane or anything. What you're practicing now like this. So what you're already practicing is the cause for that to happen. Okay?
cause for the supra-mundane.
Yeah. So you continue doing the cause.
Okay. So what we're doing right now is not supra-mundane, it's the cause of supra-mundane.
Yeah. It will be moments of doesn't worry too much, like how the super mundane is, because there's something like very beyond our normal. But we do what will make it happen.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Again, for page 41, how to be free from theory and understanding, and what is the difference? Let me see what 41 says. It says the perfect one is free from any theory, for the perfect one has understood what corporeality is.
Which page, sorry?
41, the last paragraph. The perfect one is free from any theory, for the perfect one has understood what corporeality is and how it arises and passes away. So why is he free from theory?
Yeah, correct. Because he has really experienced the root of how this body arises. Feeling has arises. So he knows he's not going to theorize from some theoretical thing. So these theories arise because of craving and not fully realizing the rising and passing away of this.
I see.
The whole world is nothing but these 5 things. So people have a lot of theories and so on because they have not known the full root of what they experience.
I see.
So the master, the Buddha, already has known like this. So he has no question about, he knows how these theories arise. He already knows why each person, why they are getting all these theories.
Understood. And next page.
These things better you understand yourself. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, otherwise, it's good. It's good. Part by part, you want to understand very good.
Yeah. Okay. Next page. Sankara.
You're like my other Chinese person in where this place. Shishwan, you would talk to him. He has a big list.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sankara is conditioned formation. In 12 links, Sankara is the action or the karma, the cause. While on page 42 it's different. It's the conditioned formation. It seems like this Sankara is different from the Sankara in 12 links.
Yeah, correct. Here you have the reacting part of Sankara in the 12 link, karma forming. What comes out of Sankara as a result of karma, like body, feelings, and the environment and all that, it also is sankara. It's a conditioned phenomenon.
So it's the same word and two different meanings?
Yeah. It has some meaning. Because it's like the cause of the karma is our reacting in the past, okay? Alright. How we reacted. And the result of reaction brings the experience from outside. All these things we are seeing, they also all have the nature of sankara. That means changing nature, basically. Because all having conditioned nature of, conditions there arise, then pass away. If you take this, now that's why scientists also sometimes study, it's like a flux.
So it says the word sankara formations comprises here all things that are conditioned or formed. Sankata dharma, i.e. all possible physical and mental constitutions of existence. So it includes everything. Right? It includes all five group of existence.
That's possible. And the word Dhamma,
it's also a different word from the Dharma. We normally say that, like the Buddha's teaching, because here Dharma also means something different. It's all embracing formations, but other place it means Buddha's words, right? So when we say Dharma, Saranam, Kajemi, it's we cannot go to all formations. We only go to the Buddha's words.
Yes, here it is the word Dhamma, however, it has divided. Because here you have this Buddha saying that all Dhamma is anatta, not self. So that means even Nibbana is a Dhamma, it's some nature.
Yeah.
Okay? State. Then other things also is Dhamma. Dhamma means it's a cause and effect phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So both of them include to know self. That's what it means. In this word, how it is used. Both of this, belongs to no person there. So there's Nibbana, which is out of the changing nature.
Yeah.
But that we could call it maybe which is not changing.
Mm-hmm.
But that is no changing is there. But there's no self also there. That's what it means.
So what does Dharma mean in Dharma, Saranam, Gacchami mean? What does Dharma mean there?
There it is Buddha's, how he teaches to experience this.
Yeah.
How he teaches to experience this.
So why use two different meanings?
Dhamma is a vast word, because it is nature, it is, it touches so many, not really.
I see. Okay, see. Same page, last paragraph. Is
this the last one, or is it some more?
There's two more, like two groups. Like this is the third from the bottom. Okay. Does the unconditioned Dharma or Nibbana exist? Or Nibbana is simply cessation of conditioned Dharma when we say there is nothing to gain in Nibbana? Oh, actually, we just explained this earlier. So don't even think about it, right? Just about Nibbana.
Yeah, not to think about it, but it's the absence of samsara is Nibbana. The absence of impermanence is Nibbana, like that.
Okay, next page. Next page. The second paragraph from the bottom. So if anyone should say that feeling is not himself, that himself is inaccessible to feeling, he should be asked thus. So I don't understand why it says inaccessible to feeling. It feels like it should be accessible to feeling.
I'll be explaining this.
Huh?
I'll be explaining this. One of the things I'll be explaining maybe today now, like how this is a very important one also. So views and discussions about the self.
Okay.
That when with the idea of I comes only with feelings, like that I'll be explaining this one also.
Yeah, okay, because I think it's very easy to attach to the faculty. Here is access, and the next paragraph, last paragraph, talks about faculty of feelings. Because it's people might say, okay, I don't feel right now, but I still have the faculty. So when the external something strike, then I can feel. So people still can attach to the faculty of feeling. Like the sensory organs, right?
Feeling, actually, the contact and consciousness have to arise, then only the feeling will arise. It's simultaneously in the consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're conscious, only the feeling will be there.
Yes, I understand.
But here, the self and the faculty of feeling. This is different.
Yeah, the last part is what another might say, feeling indeed is not myself, but it also untrue that my feeling, myself is inaccessible to feeling. I don't understand this second sentence, and I don't even understand the third sentence. For it's myself that feels, myself that has the faculty of feeling. Because that's easier to get attached to. It's easier to understand. We're not the feeling, because feeling comes and goes. But the faculty of feeling is always there.
This is all views actually.
Huh?
It's all views arising.
Views rising.
Yeah, like they all underline with the idea. If you get the answer, if you don't feel at all, what will happen? Then this am I, the idea of I will not arise. So this all you feel, okay, this maybe I am here, I am in this faculty, I am in that. So I comes because of feeling. Feeling is completely absent.
So maybe someone doesn't have that faculty.
No, they all have, but they are. It's like you could say they're imagining. That I am feeling, maybe these are ideas only. Suppose that feeling should. So here it says feeling indeed is not myself, but it is all reasoning. You might reason out to my it's not my, but it is also untrue that myself is inaccessible to feel. So wait, I will explain it clearly.
Okay.
Sunday, there will be few of our sisters and brothers will be leaving tonight in a little bit, so they'll be leaving in about 2 hours, right?
Okay.
Because tomorrow is a working day, Monday, so they were able to get off from work for 2 days.
Okay, no problem. How many of
The
you
sisters
and
leaving, and then who else is leaving tonight? 3 and 2 more, right?
it's like all of you are leaving, is it?
No, we have about 24. I think 4 of them are leaving, and then
Oh, really? Today you are leaving? Today?
yes,
How many of you are leaving today?
4.
1. You also leaving, is it? You're going today?
Yeah, because we'll have to go back to.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll
Oh,
be
please
arriving
come
again tomorrow, day after,
Okay.
and there will be few people joining in couple of days, so in the middle of the retreat.
All right. But the thing is to have this effect, 5 days so minimum, and because there are it's like some familiarity, and then okay, what can you do? You had Monday. I hope you can take part to the full 5 days somewhere. I hope it can happen because it's okay. It's okay. Just something you get. It's not like it's a small evolutionary process towards a very solid. 5 days is also very, very minimum. Something very big. I'm trying to give it in 5 days some effect, but definitely few hours also will have an effect. But doesn't matter. This is karma. You have this time to do that. Doesn't matter.
Try and make it next time.
Okay.
When you come next in your party. unexpectedly සම්මාසෙ මොකක්
නෑ නෑ මට
කියනවා මේ හෙට වැඩ කියන එකත් හොඳ නෑ
නෑ නෑ බෑ
ඒක කොහොම හරි ඊළඟ පාරක් තියෙනකොට ඒක ආසයි ඒකට
මේක අර ඉනිෂියේෂන් එකක් වගේ වෙන්නනේ තියෙන්නේ. This is like an initiation process. So it's like within 4 days, 4th day at least, the retreat. It's okay, but I have told people they can come and take part whenever and when I'm blessing and like when I'm going, coming, they can come. I have told that. And
දැනගත්ත සිකුරාට සම්මාසයේ මේ ඔක්කොම ටික අර කොවින පන්සලේදී ඊට කලින් තමයි කියන්නේ.
මේක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ.
මට දුකයි හැබැයි තිබුණා කරන්නේ. අපරාධ කියලා හිතනවා මොනවා කරන්නේ.
ඒක කමන්නේ ඉතින් මේ කරන්න දෙයක් නෑ.
ඒක
දවස්
කොවින පන්සලේ සතියකට ඉස්සෙල්ලා නම පිටියන්දු දෙන්න දකින්න නැතුව තියෙනවා.
රිට්‍රීට් එක දැක්කේ නැහැ. ඒක කරන්නේ. සමහරවිට මඩෙන් ආවා අරක කොමින් හරි මිස්ුණා මට
කවදාද ලංකාවට ආවොත් හදිසි නැත්නම් මම බලනවා සමහරට මේවා මොන හරි මේ කට්ටිය එකතු වෙලා මම නැතත් රිට්‍රීට් කරන ක්‍රමයක් දැන් මම දන්නේ ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවේ රිට්‍රීට් නැහැ තාම මම එහෙම කරන්න කරේ නැහැ බැරි කමක් නැහැ Zoom එක කියන්නේ මෙන්න දවස් 5ේදී මම ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවේ පුළුවන් ඒ වටයක් මට තේරෙන විදියට ගත්ත කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් මේක කියවලා මේවා කරන විදිය කරන්න තියෙනවා හොඳයි. ඉතින් කවදාද රිට්‍රීට් එකට ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවද ඊට කලින්?
පොඩියට ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා නම් දවස් 5ක් ගිහිල්ලා නැහැ. සමහරවිට ලංකාවේ කරනවා නම් කවද විතරද කරන්නේ?
මම වස් කාලේ දිගටම කරනවා. වස් කාලේ මම වස් පසුවස් සමාදන් වුණා. නොවැම්බර් වෙනකන් තියෙනවා. මොකක්ද?
දෙසැම්බර් ලංකාවට යන්නේ ඒකයි.
ඩිසෙම්බර් 30
තියෙනද?
ඒගොල්ලන් අහන්නේ ඕගනයිසර්ස් වගේ ජනවාරි වගේ අන්නවම තියෙ ඩිසෙම්බර් වම් පොඩි නිවාඩුවක් කිව්වා හැබැයි තියෙනවා.
මං කරේ
කියලා බලන්න දෛවයේ කොහොමද කියලා. ඒක සෝවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා හැමෝම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා නේද? ඉතින් හැබැයි මෙහෙමයි මේම හම්බුනේ නැත. Even if you don't meet me, get the books, okay? But keep it in your bedside, this book. And if you want to really, what is this, Bhikkhu Bodhi, so Baldy's, the much middle-end discourses as well as Samyutta Nikaya, that book. In that you have the Kanda Salayatana Varga, okay? But if you are there, but you have to get used to this, to think like that. And it should trigger some insights. That's the purpose of this, like to expose yourself and also to recondition you at least 3 days, something, this then the 4th day only, then slight, this clarity, because your mind is not of 2,600 years ago. This has come to another level of period. So initially now if you come one day, and of course by blessings or something, it's okay, but the first day like this, you find it is like, very, it's not palatable. It opens up a little bit even only after about at least 3 days or 4 days. Then so by that time, it's like, so I hope one day you can do that. I see you all are very interested and also very receptive about this. So time will come. Buddha says even one day is good. Even if one day you practice in this direction, be mindful and so on, it is better than 1,000 years of not doing it. So you have done like that, okay? I can see the pain in your mind also, so don't worry about it. All right. At least, but I would suggest you at home, get these books and get the Kanda, try to get the Kanda Salayatana Varga. Even in Chinese, try to read it now, it's okay. Maybe not in written, and slowly decrease your other sense stimulation. Try to make a group also, that's also important. I think you're already in a group, and that will protect you, that will keep you going, even it's not, that's very important. So that, that then you will one day definitely, with the Buddhas. And if you on alone, you can go for walks. We will read a bit. Do this. This is how some certain things happen to my life too. In solitude, with Buddha Sarana, refuge. You read a bit and this thing, and then go for a walk and think about it. The thinking is more important. So I couldn't give you enough now. It's the first day today. It's like a first day. So it's not only just telling the meaning of this or this thing. I will tell you show them walking meditation also before you all go. Okay, in this session. Alright? So wait, I'll do it. But you all be here until 6 o'clock or 7 or I don't know. Okay. Don't worry. I know you have to live in this world also. It's not an easy thing. First you have to do that. First you have to live. Then only you can do other things. But I will pray for you, wherever you are, that your evolution will fasten. For sure, all these sufferings will be reduced and you will be coming. This I will be doing to end of my life. Okay. Let's see. That's the walking meditation I will show you. Right. So in case you are going to read and one day walk in the woods or a little bit contemplate your self-retreat, you can know how to do it. Alright? Don't think too much. Don't try to find too many answers also here, one by one. Learn to take those parts, and I will show you an example with my teacher, the walking meditation I did. Alright? Right now when you come, okay, you must be in the present, like what you were there, it's all finished. And you walk, okay, and then I come here. All what I experienced there is all finished. It's a very basic practice to bring your attention to the present. Okay, and it's in the Pali, it's called Atitam Pahinantam. Buddha, Pali means, but Buddha says, Ati, the past is gone, the future has not arisen. Achuppannecha Dhammesu Tattva Vipassana. So that's why I said, if you're really paying attention, you hear the sound of the generator. You can just relax and stand first. And then you can also, this other one. Kayam Ananta Adino Avasu Sabbaroga Rakshamodo. The body is full of impurities, full of diseases. It's not some word you say. You imagine your body parts in the body, inside your robe, inside your skin. This visualizing should happen. But initially to do that, you must be restful and you should have a let go mind. You have a grasping mind, you can't practice this. Okay? So when you have a relaxing, letting go mind, and then you picture the parts inside your body, okay, that is full of diseases. It is there. Different diseases you are not noticing maybe. Then the other one is Gate Chite Bahasite Tunivahe Sampajamikayu. When you are going, walking, any movement, you must be mindful of the body. It's Buddha's instruction. Okay, the first steps you take, initially you must see, just notice the carpet is there, your feet is there, and in all postures, now you're in a certain posture. Gachanto Gacchami. That means you're in a walking posture. You can see the feet in front of you. Then you see how the feet has arose. Kaya Aharam Sambuddha. It is rising due to food. Ahara, food. The food is impermanent suffering of yourself. Therefore, body is also impermanent suffering of yourself. So the sankhara, if you're contemplating, you can read that, you see how this body is used to food. Mentally picture food as impermanent suffering of you. So what arises from that also has to be simple how this body is used to take a picture impermanence. Then sankhara, all sankharas are right. Because we are not in a consciousness. That's what all the experiences are included. It's also an suffering. You can just keep it walking, continuity. Then avijja paccaya sankhara. Ignorance is the cause of sankhara. Sankhara paccaya vijnana. Reaction or karma is the cause of consciousness. Vijnana paccaya jati, which is the cause of rebirth, consciousness. Jati paccaya, the mother's womb. Because of birth, jara, marana, there's decay, there's old age and death. Now when you see the teachings, the emptiness or the changing nature, when you realize it, experience that more, the empty, egoless nature, then what happens? That is, for example, Sampali Sankhara. The condition phenomena is impermanent. So what is impermanent? The Sankhara Yada Panyaya Pasati. When you see this with wisdom, you feel silence, dispassionate from what is changing inside. Listen of who is. This is the part. It's all in those words. And when you experience like this mindfulness, okay, then what happens? Avidya nirodha, your ignorance diminishes. When your ignorance diminishes in your mind, your wisdom is arising. Avidya nirodha, sankhara nirodha, your reaction also reduces with anger, greed. Sankhara nirodha, vijnana nirodha. The consciousness also diminishes. Vijnana nirodha, jati, jara, marana, sukha. Dukkha, dhamma, siddhi. When consciousness is diminishing, rebirth will diminish. Rebirth, decay, and death. So you're seeing this phenomena, you're contemplating, you're thinking of this phenomena. So this is just an example. You can, what you're reading, you can think like that. It's not too much thinking. You are having present awareness of the present moment, and then thinking separately. This has to mix together. Too much thinking, no good. Like too much, only the present moment, also no good. So when you do that, etam sankha, etam parintam, sappa sankharas. That is. So this is peace, the subsiding of all these sankharas. This is this. Sankhara paramash. So the walking meditation ends. This was done with my teacher. Okay. So that's why this much Pali also so many times I go with him. So he used to tell me, these are the objects of meditation. Right? So normally we have, this walking meditation is very different. It is normally, if you go to other retreats, all this time in the society is very popular, is technique based. So this was, I believe, the time when the original Buddha, how he tackles to disciples. So there's some uniqueness in this. So if this teachings, this now when you are contemplating it becomes clear, you see the Buddha. So I can guarantee, if you have the faith and patience and do these things, in this you might get something very, very solid. So anyway, I hope keep those books with you. Don't think that, oh, this I understood. It's not understanding by just by explanation. That's why there are many monks who will explain much better, much more different way. They keep on explaining. I am giving a different message. Even my aunt used to tell, Four Noble Truths is known, but why do you do this? What do you need to do in Buddhism? Knowing is one thing, realizing is so two different things. Yeah. Knowing is so much happening, but realizing is hardly happening. I don't see many are really realizing. Because if that's happening, then the path is known. Then you can tell someone, don't think too much. With this, like that, and guide the person. And otherwise, so this is not very difficult. I think one should try. Don't wait for me or anybody. Just have the books there in your free and guide. And something can really happen. Make sure you learn to know what the people is telling. And you have this very lonely and these places help you. You can do that for walks, read it, and control your other desires and discipline. You can do meditation. If you are meditating, right, then you are experiencing that peacefulness and also applying it in how to when you are with the daily activity. That you must do. When you are driving and learn to think of a solution when you get the problem. Don't think beforehand. Try to use the power of spontaneity. And this, if you enhance your worldly life also will be peaceful, and you will be developing a habit for your enlightenment.
Also, that's the few things that you
I think
mentioned now.
Maybe it's recorded now. And, otherwise, yeah. There are some places where it's recorded, even in what is that place? San Jose or where? Even the flight captain was confused with the place they landed. In the flight, where did we go? San Jose. Okay, I remember. That's better. He was wondering where are we, and then and even because maybe they were new crew, and so this in that program, actually it was one of the first time in a program I showed the walking meditation. You will get it there also. Anyway, this is just my teacher's example, but I have already told now what you're reading here that you should do. Okay, like just go for a walk. Learn to think of the Dhamma, this is very important. But also learn to pay attention to the present moment. It should be applied to what is happening now, and like that, then you will, if you only think of the Dhamma without doing that, it will not happen. If you only too much present moment, then also it will not happen. So you learn to read a bit, meditate, do these two together. Okay, little bit reading, and then little bit sitting and meditating. Okay, with metta or anapanasati. I will explain metta also, because I feel sorry most of you are going. So I just try to give you that also, so that you can try how to do the metta. So it's so if you were in the retreat or now who are staying longer, okay, longer means I don't know whether some of you will go tomorrow, day after. Now I have to tell like that longer. But anyway, if anyone is there, they should be doing this in the day practice, okay? Don't talk, be alone, and time to time I told you in the morning, you should be, who is going to be there for 5 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10. I want 10, 11. I wonder with the bad experience whether no, it's okay. I'm joking, right? I like to joke a little bit. So whoever is there, and even who are, you can try it when you are alone, or even you can start at home immediately, early morning. This compassion meditation and anapanasati to strengthen your samadhi. Okay, you must get this effect. So you empty your mind, and when you go out, learn to constantly remind yourself and practice to pay attention to the present moment. Okay? That means just to pay attention to the simple things and pay attention to your body. And if you have read something from the Buddha's teaching, you can also, if your mind has trained a little bit more, you can also bring the Dhamma even in a very busy place. But that's not everybody not capable, they just go to what is they're seeing. So also other thing you must try is careful what you're seeing and hearing. Okay? That is a general practice you must learn. And other thing is I tell about if you have some habits regarding sexual nature as well as, so slowly you must know it's a big energy, and if sometimes we are in this modern day, so I told about in the YouTube to watch about this no fat and dopamine detox related with the phone, the usage of phone and all that regarding the blue screen of the phone and the damage that is happening to your brain. So with this knowledge, this will help you to sort of develop your mind in this place also. And you must be like a lotus in this mud. Alright, you have good thoughts. I told you I saw in India one man looking at this thing to see this life story of a Muslim Islam prophet, Yusuf. So we can also do like that. So that our karma will have peacefulness and we will protect our mind from changing our perception. And I'm sure things will start to change very fast when you do like that. And you will get a break also very quickly because your good karma will start to increase so much and you get more time for the practice. These things happen. One time I also had a very painful time and I had to by force work just to make my father happy also, like the audit firm and all that. So I used that time because my teacher already told me if you wait for that free time to come and practice, then that same consciousness will increase. While you are doing those work, if you slowly bring in the teachings, the Dhamma, how small it may be, it will begin to change the consciousness. Now maybe most of you have been very busy in a certain thing and then you are just try to break and just come to do this something. That's good. That will break. Don't think this is sometimes you might feel I wish I were able to do more. No. Even this much you have done is going to have an effect in the coming time. Okay? So be happy. Alright. Okay. What to do? I feel so connected to you all. I don't know why. It's like I especially come to you all. I don't know. So my thoughts will be there definitely for all of you. Whichever, whether I'm in Himalayas or in the jungle or in people in programs. Success. Projection. Without any obstacle. And to the moment of death that you will use all these resources and your faith and your determination to achieve this. Don't waste a moment this meeting. Make sure you take the Buddha's connection and the wisdom, make it awaken in you. Right? It will happen, don't worry. It will come to you. It's all depends on the intensity of your inner consciousness. And one time I was leaving my teacher, after staying I had to go also. Like you, that time I had to, how much I tried, at a point I just had to go. So when I was leaving, I touched his feet and he knew he was lying in bed like this. And you know what he said? He said, you'll be forced to come. His blessings and all that, he was telling you'll be forced to come. One day, don't worry. And it happened like that. When things happen in practice and when I went on, when I came to the point of, I was really, every situation forced me to go on this path. So I think, I'm very sure it will happen to you also. Okay? So the Metta Bhavana also I will little bit try to tell how to do it for you when you go back to. And in the morning meditation it was recorded, I think. Maybe tomorrow morning we can put. So, I have a way of doing personally myself. It's like the Attanagalla Sutta. I see my body and feelings and consciousness as not me. This I've been doing like this for many years, from 2004. After the forest experience where the robbers looked after me, at that time I had severe pain in the whole body, and to overcome the pain I found that samadhi didn't work immediately. Then I used this contemplation of seeing that feelings, perceptions are not mine, by this simple sutta, where the Buddha's second sutta discourse where he tells your body, feelings are not you. And how it is not you, he tells you how to analyze. Okay? This we do. It's very short. Body, feeling, perceptions. Okay? Yes. Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vinyana. I take it like in one. Alright? If I want to do it fast, I will not do individually. Like body, feeling, perception, mental formation, and will consciousness. Let's take it consciousness. Anatta. Vinyana Chetam Bhikkhave Atta. Why is it not yours? Vinyana, consciousness, Abhadaya, is subjected to affliction. Samvatti, Labbedita Vinyane, Evam me Vinyanam Hotu, Evam me Vinyanam Mahus. May the consciousness be like this. May the consciousness be not like that. It will not obey your orders. Just now it happens. I want you all to be 5 days, and it doesn't happen that way. Okay? Just so you see how the consciousness is not yours. So the way you wish, the way you want, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So this is one way. So this is including the body, everything. So we have to relax and just watch that. Then we will notice it as not me. Okay? It's a very simple observation because it doesn't follow your orders. Then the other one is we can apply right now. Okay, we practice. So we can do the metta. After that only I do the metta. Then body, feeling, perceptions, consciousness is the second part of contemplating. Nityam va anityam va. Is it permanent or impermanent? You must. It's like you are meeting the Buddha and you want to answer him. You must right now personally notice it and then answer. So the body has any moment you think or any time, the body has never changed or just stayed. In history, do you have heard of anything that did not change? When you think to yourself, then you answer the Buddha, Anityam is impermanent. It's bound to be impermanent. All feelings, all consciousness. So what is bound to be impermanent, how pleasurable or how happiness it may be, it's going to be sad, it's going to be suffering. So what is impermanent, what is suffering, which has this nature. Can you call it, this is me, this is I, this is myself. You must use that for you to let go your own body and feelings. I'll give you a fast track how to apply these things to you and to let go you. Okay? Listen to this recording again when you go back, that you can take with you also. And when you let go, you feel light when you're really applying it. So that's good, that's in the right direction. Then the other way of contemplation, third one, the last one is Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankara, the body, feeling, perception and consciousness. Atita Anagata, the past, future, Pachupanna, present. Achatava Vaitava, what you call you and what is outside body feeling perceptions, maybe in other people. Olarikava Sukumava, it can be an elephant's body or it can be a very fine, like an ant's body, feeling and perception. Hinava Panitava, it can be the Hina means lower hell worlds, body feeling perception. Panita means may the Deva Brahma, highest worlds. Yamdureva Santikeva, what is near, what is far. Netamama is far. Namesu Vanta. This is not me, it's not I, it's not I. Just to make you let go any kind of possibility of body feeling perception, this way of thinking, mentally. So if you really do it, you'll feel quite light. And when you get this lightness, you know in this direction, if I develop, it will be Nibbana, it will be super peaceful, super happiness. No anger, no greed, no delusion. May the same happiness be experienced by all in this room. Must visualize just an idea. They are so important, human being, or not only in this room or this hall, people all around in this area, in this mountain, other people who are staying in the jungle and California, slowly like you're going in a helicopter, an entire California state. North America, like you're looking at a map from outside, all human beings, South America, Central America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, Japan, Indonesia, Jakarta, Sumatra, Borneo, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, North Korea, South Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, Hawaii, Papua Togo, Fiji, Maldives, Seychelles, Madagascar, Trinidad, Bahamas, Sri Lanka, South India, North India, Central India, Nepal, Tibet, China, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Doha, Qatar, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Israel, Syria, Mediterranean, Morocco, entire African continent, Europe, United Kingdom, all islands. Like you're looking at the whole planet from outside, all human beings. May they come to this final peace, Nibbana. Not only human beings, all animals, creatures, in the water, fire, land, air. May they get a human birth, come out of us. And the spirit world, yakshas, bhutas, pretas, kumbhat, may they get a human birth. Further down, Vetarani, Padma, Avicii, the lowest hell worlds, may they get a human birth. Go on this path. And the divine verse above. Thavatimsa Prasidhaya. They have Nidra, they have less anger, greed, and illusion. May that completely disappear. And at the highest words, Brahma, Brahma, Purohita, Brahma, Parsa, Mahavra, Veha, Palabasa, Kanita, Brahma, Nesanya, Nasa. They have no greed, no hate, but there's delusion. The sense of I, with this knowledge, conditionality. Ignorance is the cause of karma. Sankhara is the cause for consciousness. That these are conditioned phenomena, but no person. May that lightness, peacefulness from this wisdom, the disappearance of an illusionary identity, may it happen to those beings too. May that happen to the Devalokas, the human plane, the human beings, animals, spiritual, lower heavens. Again, human world, Devaloka, and the highest beings. You can sweep up and down. And if you have done it for some time, you feel peaceful, then you can watch the breath. Not so fast like now. Just I want to explain, that's why I want to take fast. Then you let go that wishing and this that meditation too. Just watch the touch of the breath in your nostril. Using that so that you let go these peaceful feelings also. Just neutrally watching. The inhalation. As your samadhi, concentration meditation, you can do this. Alright? Who are going to be tomorrow early morning, they will hear that. They can do that. But in the morning from 6 to 12, only 1 hour you should do this. Other times you have to read. Okay? Because I am trying to, in this program, anything that has been blocking you from this wisdom base in your even concentration meditation and any other whatever thing in your life, it should be getting cleared by just simply, sometimes you don't try to, as I told you, too much understand. If you don't, just skip and you have to cover certain, like the word of the Buddha, maybe tomorrow, half of the day you should finish reading. Just if you don't understand something, don't worry. And tomorrow, definitely, middle of the day, we have to start the Kanda work. That also, I will give a small push for that now itself. Even if some taste for people now, they'll be going some of that. So, okay. In the 23rd page in the Sinhala one, 6 to 9. 21, okay, 21 in the English one. Now this the 21. This kind of one is called dependent origination of all phenomena. This type of reading is good for the walking meditation to contemplate. Okay? You don't have to do what I told only, like this one when you read something like this, the 4 elements. Such a one you can little bit idea, then close the book, and in the walking you can think about it. Okay? Dependent origination of all phenomena. If when perceiving a visual object, sound, odor, taste, bodily impression, or a mental object, the object is pleasant, one is attracted, and if the object is unpleasant, one is repelled. Thus, whatever kind of feeling one experiences, pleasant, unpleasant, or indifferent, If one approves of and cherishes the feeling and clings to it, then while doing so, lust springs up. But lust for feelings means clinging, and on clinging depends the present process of becoming. On the process of becoming, bhava, karma bhava, depend future birth, and dependent on birth are decay and death, and sorrow and lamentation. Okay? Now here it is it's a place where you see, now when you get an experience, when you see something, hear something, and you have a book, no? The Malaysia?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. You can.
I'm listening.
Okay, but you must learn to read. I'm like supporting you to read.
Wow. I'm a good illiterate.
Okay. Just try to get it from the book itself. I'm trying to give you some support for you when you are alone. If when perceiving a visual object, a sound, odor, taste, bodily impression, or a mental object, the object is pleasant, one is attracted. Now you must see, now whatever you see now suddenly, when you allow present attachment to something, okay, you must see how the bigger picture happens. Right now, when you do that, you are increasing the nature of being angry or worse, and this way you're accumulating karma. Okay, so the karma is the one that creates this called the bhava, the next birth. All right. So now what you are doing, you must picture how it is creating the future birth. Now when we are trying not to experience this from sila or samadhi and even from wisdom, when we are not enjoying or experiencing this or loving the feeling, then now how you must see how the process for future is removed. So it's in the walking meditation, you must begin to see how what you are doing now is sort of creating the future and so on. Okay, so this is one of the suttas where you can contemplate while walking to see the cause and effect. So okay, we read this, no? 24 karma. We read that, right? Did we read that?
Yes.
We did that. Yeah, we did. Yes. We go to the other one also. 26. You see Attanagalla, missing this one. This one, dependent extinction of all phenomena. And through the total fading away and extinction of craving, clinging is extinguished. Through the extinction of clinging, the process of becoming is extinguished. Through the extinction of karmic process of becoming, rebirth is extinguished. And through the extinction of rebirth, decay and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief and despair are extinguished. So this is also in the walking meditation. It's very important. You can see this kind of sutta when this kind of explanation you read, you must get to the walking and then try to just think about it, how visualize it. Okay, that's how the visualizing is very important to make it a meditation experience. Then the other page also we will go through that, the explanation by the Baldy. The undulatory motion which we call a wave, and which in the ignorant spectator creates the illusion of one and the same mass of water moving over the surface of the lake, is produced and fed by the wind and maintained by the stored up energies. Now after the wind has ceased, and if no fresh wind again whips up the water of the lake, the stored up energies will gradually be consumed, and thus the whole undulatory motion will come to an end. Similarly, if fire does not get new fuel, it will, after consuming all the old fuel, become extinct. Just in the same way, this 5 khandha process, which in the ignorant worldling creates the illusion of a self, is produced and fed by the life-affirming craving, and maintained for some time by means of stored up life energies. Now, after the fuel, the craving and clinging to life has ceased, and if no new craving impels again the 5 khandha process, life will continue as long as there are still life energies stored up. But at their destruction, at death, the 5 khandha process will reach final extinction. Thus, Nibbana, so this is also there you can see, or something you can think, when this is absent, this will not arise. Just to see when the causes are not there, this will not arise. So this is also one way of seeing how Nibbana, this Nibbana will be reached when this is absent. Just that thinking itself can lead you to another, because you have seen the cause and effect. Okay, and page number 43. You get that in the Sinhalese? Yeah, 48. Hadrisata in the Sinhalese, no? 43 in the English one. Now, if someone should say that feeling is his self, he should be answered thus. There are 3 kinds of feeling: pleasurable, painful, and indifferent feeling. Which of these 3 feelings do you consider as yourself? Because at the moment of experiencing one of these feelings, one does not experience the other 2. Okay, you get this point. When you experience pleasure, you don't experience sadness. When you have sadness, like one at a time. Okay. These 3 kinds of feelings are impermanent, of dependent origin, and subject to decay. So when you look like that, you must know you get a feeling because of the body. When you're walking meditation, it's very nice to watch that. Body is with food. Okay? So food is impermanent, the body is impermanent. And the other one is karma. Body is coming out of past karma. So the karma is also impermanent. So the body is impermanent. Therefore the feeling is impermanent. Normally you have noticed to look at the feeling as impermanent when it changes from one feeling to the other, right? Even in your meditation, like when you're touching the ground, you felt some way and that feeling changed to another. This is normally in many meditation programs, you have practiced that way. But this is different. You understand, this impermanence known by contemplation. This is what will bring actual Nibbana, You get this point. Impermanence realized, if you do it much and with a more purifying mind, this is a contemplation which will lead you to Nibbana. Because that will bring a special type of wisdom. It's not a wisdom you see immediately right now. It's a wisdom you get from your wisdom eye. Okay? So it has a very different way. And this has self and has become this also. When you realize like that, you will be knowing like all the past feelings definitely are past, And if a feeling comes in the future, it's going to pass away definitely. By that you know already. So you will not have any wishes or memories, longing for past memories. You will not have any anticipations for the future. And you will not be desiring anything right now what you experience, if you get this experience. So you are detached from all times, right? So if anyone should say the feeling is not okay, whoever in the experiencing one of these feelings thinks that this is his self, must after the extinction of that feeling admit that his self has become dissolved. So now if someone is actually watching the feelings as they rise and pass away, if he thinks that, oh, my feeling is myself, if it's going to pass away, then yourself also pass away. So it can't be so. Yourself cannot be the feeling. So if someone might say, if anyone should say that feeling is not his self, and that his self is inaccessible to feeling, that means what you call you is not connected with feeling. If someone, in short, tell like that. Okay? If you don't have feeling whatsoever, you can't get the idea of self. Okay? So I give a small example. Say your leg is numb, no blood is flowing. If you don't see from your eyes, if you don't even, then you don't feel at all. Sometimes you wonder whether my leg is there at all. In anesthesia and all that. Just an idea. So even in the higher Brahma lokas, Deva lokas, you get the idea of self. Why? Because there's a feeling and then you attach to it and the idea of I comes. So idea of I can never be disappeared through another feeling, even peace. It can go only through by analyzing and the wisdom arising. Okay? So it's seeing the real truth. That's how the Buddha's meditation is in that way different. So for this, you must just simply, I told, in all this explanation, feeling indeed is not myself, but it's also untrue that myself is inaccessible to feeling, for it's myself that feels, myself that has the faculty of feeling. So these are all these views that are rising in the person. The answer for this is that if you don't have feeling whatsoever, they completely disappear. Will you get these questions? These questions won't come. Okay? You must understand this only. That's all. That's not a big deal. But it's a very important one, because then this also begin to understand how your ego is coming, and the ego will not come. How it's dependent on a feeling and wrong reflection, ignorance. Mostly we are in wrong reflection, without with ignorance. That's why we are actually unconsciously always thinking, I am feeling, I am here and somewhere.
Feelings out of the local, so they have a feeling.
Every loka, whether it is, I can't explain to you, even the Rupa Loka even, it is unimaginable. It is beyond our language and thinking. We can get it in terms of experiencing it and a feeling. I can tell you some explanation, but you'll ask another person, it will be this definitely it's beyond the five, beyond what we are now experiencing here, and no anger, no greed, but definitely there's delusion, because you're not in an enlightened wisdom mind, and there's existence still going on. There are other small things I want to, how to do this. Because after my sickness, this is the first time I'm staying so long for a program. This 3 hours or 4 hours. So I don't want to too much expert because this is like long time recovery thing. Okay, we do this also. It's a little bit hot, isn't it? It doesn't matter, so maybe the fan. Body also that become still a little bit fragile, not that. But I'm happy with the weather. I was with cold. It was a bit. When I came like 20 days of having this cold. So some part of India, like the Himalayas, I just went to the foothills, not to the like Badrinath. I was suffering with. So I didn't want to this thing. But on antibiotics, like 5 days like that. So it was last when I had slept, and now only I really recovered from that. The last 5-6 days I was never got that kind of rest, and so if I have enough strength only to give you all this, that's enough. But I think I have given enough. Who was sincere, they can do something. Page 68. I'm going to learn this in there. Sorry. Satipatthana kathakamatthana. अंतिम रेट एक यार එකල මේ නවසිරිකේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා වගේ කාටි සිටුේට් වෙන හැටි කියලා තියෙනවා ඒක ඉස්සෙල්ලා සතර ධාතු කියලා මොකක්ද. Okay, the 68th page. How was that? ඒ කියනවානේ අර පොඩි තේරුම් කරලා තියෙන විසුද්ධි මාර්ග කියලා නෑ. එතනම තියෙනවා අර පන්දය විසුද්ධිය. අසුභ භාවනාව. ඒ අසුභ භාවනාවට උඩින් තියෙන කොටසයි අසුභ භාවනාව අපි දෙකම බලනවා. And further, the disciple contemplates the body, however it may be stand or move, with regard to elements. Okay. This body consists of the solid element, the liquid element, the breathing element, and the vibrating element. Just as if the skilled butcher or a butcher's apprentice who has slaughtered a cow and divided it into separate portions were to sit down at the junction of 4 high roads, just so does the disciple contemplate this body with regards to elements. When a butcher rears a cow, brings it to the place of slaughter, binds it to a post, makes it stand. Now this is that commentary, right? Makes it stand up, slaughters it, and looks at the slaughtered cow, During all that time, he has still the notion cow. But when he has cut up the slaughtered cow, divided it into pieces, and sits down near it to sell the meat, the notion cow ceases in his mind, and the notion meat arises. Now we have also our, like if you have a relation who dies, what we say, bring the body, taking the body. There are some nice stories about this body thing. So in India sometimes, like they take to holy places to cremate and all that. So one day they were carrying, I have seen so many times, they say Ram, 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 and they have nice culture about all this. God is great, God is true. That's what they are chanting while carrying in a stretcher to be actually cremated. Yeah. So in a holy place, they were not allowing the body to be taken across there. So there's a place where they remove the slippers and everything. So the people who were carrying, it was too heavy, they had to leave it near where the slippers were kept. And the person who was looking after the slipper stand, he said, don't keep it here, don't keep it here. Then it shows that the body is not even worth a slipper. Just imagine when it comes to that state. Oh God. But when he has cut out the slaughtered cow, divided into pieces, and sits down near it to sell the meat, the notion cow ceases in his mind, and the notion meat arises. He does not think that he is selling a cow or that people buy a cow, but that it is meat that is sold and bought. Similarly, in an ignorant worldling, whether monk or layman, the concepts being, a man, a personality, etc., will not cease until he has mentally dissected this body of his as it stands and moves, and has contemplated it according to its component element. But when he has done so, the notion personality will disappear, and his mind will become firmly established in the contemplation of the elements. We do this one also, cemetery contemplation. It's a good meditation, okay? These are to be done, really visualized and really practiced. And further, just as if the disciple were, this Asubha Bhavana and this one, and further, just as if the disciple were looking at a corpse thrown on a charnel ground, 1, 2 or 3 days dead, swollen up, blue-black in color, full of corruption, so he regards his own body. This body of mine also has this nature, has this destiny, and cannot escape. Now, when you do this, just imagine that there's a dead body in front of you. This is sometimes done in the cemetery. Some monks, they go and see actually when they are sort of left. There's something called sky burial also, I don't know if you've heard, where like the Tibetans they do. They leave it where the vultures come in. So in such a place you can watch the body. But now you imagine there's a body in front of you. And that is more powerful than seeing a real body, remember that. Because you're visualizing, you're activating your actually mental faculty. Okay? And that's how you should be reading this. And further, just as if, and with the idea of letting go your body. Okay, you visualize these things. Just as if the disciple were looking at a corpse thrown on a charnel ground, 1 or 2, 3 days dead, swollen up, blue-black in color, full of corruptions, so he regards his own body. This body of mine also has the nature, has this destiny, and cannot escape it. And further, just as if the disciple were looking at a corpse thrown on a charnel ground, eaten by crows, hawks or vultures, by dogs or jackals, or devoured by all kinds of worms, so he regards his own body. Now you must picture it in front of you. Then only slowly you think, oh, this can happen to me also, same body. If I die now and leave it like that, same thing happens. You must picture your own body happening like that. So he regards his own body. This body of mine also has this nature, has this destiny, and cannot escape it. And further, just as if the disciples were looking at a corpse thrown on a charnel ground or a framework of bones, flesh hanging from it, bespattered with blood, held together by sinews. A framework of bone with flesh and blood, but still held together by sinews. bones disconnected and scattered in all directions. Here, bone of the hand, there a bone of the foot, there a shin bone, here a thigh bone, there a pelvis, there the spine, there the skull. So regard his own body. Like that, you look slowly, slowly, and it becomes dust. And this will also happen to me. This is you're using these visualizations to let go your attachment to your body. And also to others. There are old people those days who practiced like this, and when their children died, they didn't shed a tear. My great-grandma. So, they didn't watch TV, there's no TV, no nothing. This was their entertainment. So they were already so detached from your own children. I don't think they will go to a wrong place. And they will be a blessing to those children. Okay. Cover one more thing. This is in the Kanda Vagga. Page number 16. Lapika. Page number 16, or the Sinhalese one.
Yes.
Actually, tomorrow only I want to introduce you to this, but these are the actual meditation objects that are going to start, but tomorrow you'll have to start from first day. Remember, this retreat you can't be contemplating for long, okay? So if you are slow in your reading and now you are like, then make sure you just complete it, even if you don't understand. That's how this retreat had to go. So this also, you have few things you can contemplate, and you can't, then you will just read day after tomorrow like this. So you have to complete it, certain section. Then I know something by force you will get. Alright, and then we'll have to start other than 2 days like that left. So in a short time I'm trying to give you something, even a little bit of the real things and other things also according to time and situation. It's too cold, huh? It's getting better. I think maybe now it's a little cold again, huh? You're like me then. But I feel okay. Okay, you can little bit reduce. I think they will feel cold. I have become like you. I rather have the hot side because you have to relax this and read, okay? Page number 16, and in the Sinhalese, or you have one English one here. Now, in short, I will tell you, just to make it short. The Buddha, actually here one disciple meets the Buddha, and by Sariputta, Buddha's second disciple, first call, his main disciple sees this disciple coming. Then he sees very bright, his old disciple. And the Buddha, he asked, did you meet the Buddha? He said, yes. And did you get a discourse? He said, yes. What was the discourse? He said that I asked the Buddha, I'm old and frail, can you give me a teaching in short? The Buddha said, though your body is sick, make sure your mind is not sick. Okay? So Buddha didn't explain that in detail. And Sariputta, the Buddha's main disciple, he explains to him. Page number 17, okay? In the English one, then. How householder is one afflicted in body and afflicted in mind. He householder, the uninstructed worldling, that is how his body is sick and the mind is sick. Alright. Here householder, the uninstructed worldling, who is not a seer of the noble ones and is unskilled and undisciplined in their Dhamma, who is not a seer of superior persons and is unskilled and undisciplined in their Dhamma, regards form as self, or self as possessing form. Now this is very important for you to practice, tomorrow onwards. This is not easy to imagine. Now normally we have the sense, my body is me. Okay? So you must just imagine how you are getting the ego feeling. Normally they are thinking this hand is me. Maybe they are pressing for taking the blood for glucose or whatever. So if I'm not practicing, or maybe then I think this is my hand, my feeling. Okay? But if I have some little awareness of what I am, then I would have some idea this is not my body. Okay? So, if any suffering related with this is not identified as my suffering, okay, it's just a feeling. Alright? So this is normally we are doing, so we are mentally also disturbed when our body feelings are disturbed. So body especially, when it's disturbed, then we are this. So now he's telling how our body is sick as well as mind is sick. We are considering things as ourself. That is where our mind will be disturbed and is sick also. So other way, body is sick, mind is not sick. You are not seeing, you are trained already not to see this is my body, my feelings. When you see this body is not me, feelings are not me. That way you are trained. Then when it's happening, you can contemplate this, and then your mind can be kept at peace. Okay? So in short, I went very fast. Anyway, I'll read this. How also, I think it's too long for me also to this time. I'll have to take a rest, but anyway, I'll try to complete this video. How also is one afflicted in body, and I'm not still fully fit, I can feel this. Just not fully. How those days I could go on for even endlessly. How also is one afflicted in body and afflicted in mind. Here also the uninstructed worldling, who is not a seer of the noble ones, okay, superior persons, and unskilled and undisciplined in their Dhamma, regards form as self, or self as possessing form, or form as in self, or self as in form. He lives obsessed by the notion, I am form, form is mine. As he lives obsessed by these notions, that form of his changes and alters. With the change and alteration of form, there arises in sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair. So he regards feeling, he regards perceptions, he regards volitions, he regards consciousness. And with the change and alteration of consciousness, there arises in him sorrow, lamentation, pain. You must picture this now. Normally, because you are thinking, identifying this is me, I, normally you have been upset because you think, you are really thinking I am, this idea. it is in such a way also that one is afflicted in body and afflicted in mind as well. Okay. Now this is when you're reading tomorrow onwards, you have to slowly, let go relaxingly, sort of get that mental exercise into you. Okay. You can't do for many suttas, but at least do this for this one when you start this. It's a very important start in your life. It's looking at the world as Rupa Vedana Sanya, and this you train like this when you're dying, it will be very helpful. The other one is, how householder is one afflicted in body, but not afflicted in mind. This is page number 18, the last paragraph. The householder, instructed noble disciple, is a seer of noble ones. Does not regard form as self, or self as possessing form. He lives unobsessed by the notion that form of his, when he looks like that, when the form changes, he's not disturbed. Alright. I will not go through, though it's not only form, feeling, perception, like that it goes to each part. But you must learn to get used to that, okay? It's a mental exercise. I'm making it fast because I'm not feeling, I maybe have to end quickly, so, but these things you have to do as an exercise from tomorrow. Alright, in case I don't sometimes come, I don't need to come, I have given you already some push, I might come, I should try to come. Then you should do this on your own. Start from 12 o'clock, at least 12, morning time, finish the word of the Buddha. Don't worry if you understand or not, okay? Each one you don't know supposed to understand. Just read through that, alright? When you're reading also something is going to happen in your brain. Knowing this only, I'm telling you to read so much, not to take few and just keep on meditating only. But that, if you have a no longer time karma with me, then better. But here I'm making sure that you are going with some treasure when you're going out for sure. Okay, that's why I tell you to cover this reading. It has some special effect on your brain. So much Buddha's teaching would have never read. And it has a quick, fast effect of increasing your, kusala. This last one. Just for your thinking meditation, this very important one also. 22, page number 22. Halidakani. Halidakani number 1. Singing Kamunada. It's a very important sutta. I like to know the AI translation of this. But this is very important one. Whether they put the right, but we don't have it, right? You don't have it.
Which sutta number is that?
That's
this wording, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Not the wording, the entire sutta, the content of it main. This explanation about the consciousness. We'll come to that.
Okay.
This page number 22. Halidakani is the verse. Okay, we go. Having left home to roam without abode. Do you have that verse with you? In the English one, page number 22.
Yes.
Having left home to roam without an abode. Small verse is there below. Page number 22.
Yes.
The last verse is there. You have it, right?
Yeah.
Having left home to roam without an abode. In the village, the sage is intimate with none. rid of sensual pleasures without expectations. He would not engage people in dispute. How, Venerable Sir, should the meaning of this stated by the Blessed One, in brief, be understood in detail? The form element householder is the home of consciousness. One whose consciousness is shackled by lust for the form element is called one who roams about in a home. The feeling element is the home of consciousness. The perception element is the home of consciousness. The volitional formations element is the home of consciousness. One whose consciousness is shackled by lust for volitional formation element is called one who roams about in a home. It is in such a way that one roams about in a home. This is very important for contemplation. How the consciousness is connected with the four: body, feeling, perception and reaction, and it is bound by lust and craving. Okay. So, and how, householder, does one roam about homeless? The desire, lust and delight and craving, the engagement and clinging, the mental standpoints, adherences and underlying tendencies regarding the form element, these have been abandoned by the Tathagata, by the Buddha. Cut off at the root, made like a palm stem, obliterated, so that they are no more subject to future rising. Therefore, the Tathagata is called one who roams about homeless. The desire, lust, delight and craving, the engagement and clinging, the mental standpoints, adherences and underlying tendencies regarding the feeling element, the perception element, the volitional formations element, the consciousness element, these have been abandoned by the Tathagata, cut off at the root, made like a palm stem. So you just have to imagine, just the body, feeling, perception, all these five grids are there. There's no craving whatsoever. You have diminished that. Obliterated so that they are no more to subject to future rising. Therefore, the Tathagata is called one who roams about homeless. It is in such a way that one roams about homeless. So the other ones also different, but this one very important. Okay. So this kind of sutta, when you read, not to think too much, just take it. You have to stop your mind and then think. This is the type of thinking you have to, first you have to learn to not to think. Then you read this. For that you have to get to samadhi. That's why I tell you to separately practice compassion, meditation and anapanasati. Relax, not to think at all. Then read a bit. If you want, what you understand, take it. If you don't understand, read the next page. Go like this. Okay? Now we start. Okay. A long session. Maybe sometimes my sugar could be down. Up and down is good. This could be. Take something. Kiwane tara mukhantara mein sweet tara. Take another. They got very mind. I can't exert too much. It is recovering much better than what I was. So all blessings to all of you. Tomorrow morning try to do these practices, okay? So you'll get all the strength. Practice without any obstacle. All this merits you have accumulated, even this short time. Reading, contemplating on the path is a lot of great karma, highest karma. It has the power of stopping all karma. If you extend it or So even this engagement, more powerful karma than sitting for a long period of meditation or samadhi. So we have done this. Think especially about your parents, relations. All these bits that you require. Think of your parents, relations. All the devatas who protect this liberty, who protect the devatas. King of gods, Sakka, Samupati Brahmadeva, Naganag, Devaraju, Siva Brahmavaru, Ishvara Munivaru Sitra Nakandar. This asana we are always looking after. This nobody. All share Devasenadipati. Bhagavatadipati, same Devatanvas. Especially your wishes, all beings, the lowest of the highest, may they get a share of this karma. And your future, may you be able to practice, bring the Dhamma very quickly into your life. Get this peacefulness, purity, realization. Not only all who are in this country, all other countries, human beings, get opportunity of this highest blessing. And the lowest worlds, they will get a healing birth, the devatas, the brahmas, all living beings get the strength to come out of all suffering, a share of this good karma. And especially your relations, your teachers, your colleagues, get to have support of this good karma. What who have organized this, or behind this, in this part of the world in Sri Lanka, in the human plane as well as the divine beings, we want support of this good karma and protection, so that at least much as possible people get a chance to get this highest way to come to peace of mind, which all are looking for. But the science, technology for peace is not a known thing. May it happen to everybody who fears for the facing of death and no fear of the next life, including Trump and all others in this country. They are all human beings, and other countries too. All the Sabbamangalam, Rakata Sabbadevala, Sabbabuddha Bhavina, Dhamma Bhavina, Sanghara Bhavina, Sadasana Bhavina, Sabbavedava, Imansa, Samsara Pyramid Matvedava, Sivadeva Dharmasara, Brahmavrindi, Sirutuvan Masara Ganakaparani Perupuram. Have a peaceful night tonight. Okay? Whatever you want to read or practice, do. If you need to fall asleep, sleep properly, rest. Tomorrow, be able to achieve the practice.
Saranaya